Hello everyone. I hope you can hear me well. Welcome to today's stream. Let me just change a thing right here. Back to Steel Division. There we go. And yeah, so today we're going to play a little bit of quick play, and after that, or in between, maybe actually at the start, maybe that's better, we are going to take a look at the rule set for my tournament. So for those of you who are not in my Discord, I have been thinking about hosting a tournament that will be happening very soon. And I have just finalized the rules. And, you know, there are some different options available, and we can have a look at them. And then those of you who are in my Discord can also have a vote what you think make most sense. Good morning then to you, Ra, or good afternoon for me, or everyone else who is in my time zone. Hope everyone is doing well. And so today for the queue, I've put a poll in onto my Discord for the tiers that I should play. So last time we played B minus. This time, hold on, I need to change the screen that you can see. I think this is the display, and then you can see the tier list. Yeah, there we go. So last time we played B minus, so this one was not an option anymore, and you guys voted for B tier. So we're going to the better divisions, and already the a little bit less unique ones, I would say. So I'm just going to do another poll with what divisions I would consider at the moment, and that I think would be good ones to start with, and I will play probably the selection of those, maybe some others, but you can decide what we're going to start with. Let's see, let's just make another poll real quick. All right, so the options will be 50 Gebirgs, 750, what else am I interested in? CIL, I actually can't really play that, but I should learn it. So CL will be another option that you are free to vote for. And last but not least, I think Blinde would be a fun one. I hope this is the accent aigu on the right E, I think. Not 100% sure. There we go. And now I can't see the chat. A VRO. To be honest, I don't really feel like VRO today. It's, I don't know. I played sometimes. It's a fun one, but today I feel like something else, to be honest. I actually also played Gebirgs just yesterday in, in the tournament, but that one's always fun, and I actually want to learn this properly, so can't really hurt. Third Fortune could also be one that I should invest some more time into. I haven't played this in ages. Actually, I did, no, against Ipaz, but that's one time in recent times. So that one definitely could use some. I mean, a lot of these are somewhat interesting. Lovas, for example, it's also a fun one that I should spend some time with. New Zealand, even though I don't know, I just like it, except for the fact that it's painfully slow. that's my big issue with it. The transports are just too slow. Other than that, a lot of fun. Bureau, as I said, good one. And the rest, I don't know. This one is also good. Viking is also cool. But that one I played recently, so. And ACAF, to be honest, I just don't like it too much. I used to really like the Romanians, but nowadays, I don't know. 17 is good, but Adastali, I never understood why it was B tier. I don't like the division at all. BDV do also, yeah, I mean, there's lots of good picks. There's lots of good picks. But for today, I think this is it. Looks like people are so far voting for a Blinde. I suppose you're right there. It's hard to build it wrong, I guess. I've seen it build wrong, but that's more like if you have like one unit in A phase and then everything else comes later, that is probably problematic. But yeah, I agree. It's hard to make your own. There's not that many choices that you can make. So, well, yeah, I think this is it. And then the next few times we either go up into A tier or we go down into C tier. These I'm not going to touch unless I really specifically feel like playing one of these, because they're just too painful. Like, these are absolute garbage. This one is weirdly fun, but garbage. These are just garbage, and these are sometimes fun, but you don't wanna rely on playing just these kind of divisions. It's not that engaging. What's happening at the moment? Still Blinde. I'm gonna leave it up for a moment and see, although it doesn't look like any more people have joined, so probably that's gonna be it. Bring 2 cards of Hogwarts in 715 days of choice. I mean, hold on, how is the support I've actually looked? I have not played this in ages. And also there we go. I mean, the support tab is quite big. But I mean, if you put 2 of them in, that's what you could do. What you could do. I mean, imagine this, right? You just take your mortars, or do you have something with more smokes and more range? Not really. Okay, you just take your mortars and then a bunch of bulkwoods and then something in B phase that also has smokes, like the 122, for example. Or this, yeah. And it just completely smoke in there and then move in all the bulkwoods. That would actually be fun. I think you could make a meme deck out of that. Pretty sure. Or even better, imagine this with the bulkwoods. I actually think it would be funny. And then you would have the off map, the smoke off map that VDB gets. That would be insanely hilarious. You could do that in a team game, probably. I'm sure someone has done it. I'm hardly the first one to come up with that. When King Tiger Division, I'm not gonna play King Tiger Divisions. I don't like big tanks to begin with, and King Tigers are just the worst because they're even more expensive than IS2. But at some point I will probably do it, but not not at the moment. I don't even know which divisions have it. Is it 16th? 16th has it. Oh, actually, that's not true. 2 divisions with King Tigers I actually think would be fun to play. Teta and 16th. These I would. These are 2 fun ones. The regular German tank divisions I don't really care that much about. But these two I would. I will also play them sometimes on stream. I used to play Tetao a lot. And I mean a lot during the Man of Steel meta. It was never good, but it was, I would say it was more playable back then than after the meta change. But they got some buffs with, I don't remember. Something got buffed, and then you have the availability. Also, this is a horrible build. I would change that, but we don't talk about that. But you have these guys that are now at, I think, lower price. I think that's what I think it used to be 15 points. So that's pretty decent. And I mean 16th is play, I think, once. and I haven't even needed the King Tiger. That's the sad part. I think just outspam my opponent and then or maybe I played it twice. I think I also got absolutely destroyed when I used it once. I think that also happened. But yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna give the poll another minute or 2 and then I'm gonna close it. Because currently CL and Blinde are tied. And now we need a winner. 6 people have voted. I think there's about 6 in the stream, so oh, now we have a winner. Okay. Just happened. Alright, so we give it another minute, but I don't think much is going to change. And then it looks like we're going to probably play the Allens unless something fundamentally changes. And so once we've decided that, I think I'm just going to play it. And then once maybe a few more people join, if that's the case, we're going to take, so I think after the first game, we're going to take a look at the rules for the tournament. I have finalized them. I will also post them in the Discord afterwards. So there's basically 4 options for rule set, but it all has to do with what tabs are left out open, and the rest will basically be the same. So for those of you who have just joined and you haven't heard it, I'm planning to do my hosting a tournament where you have to leave tabs open, and I'm gonna reveal the rule set to you after the first game. And yeah, it will be hosted on the FOB HQ Discord, so it will be announcement there once I have given them the rule set and they have been able to set the bot up for allowing you to sign up and things like that. So more information will follow. I will talk about it when what's it called? When I show you the rule sets. Hello, Yepaza. Great to see you here. I'm doing well. I hope everyone in the chat is doing well as well. Is this the last new DLC for SC2? I don't know. I hope not. I kind of hope, though, at the same time, but I don't know. All right, I think time's probably up. Someone is trolling and changing back and forth, but I think CL was leading at some point. So this is the one that we're going to go with. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I hope not, because of course more content is cool, but at the same time I kind of hope it is, because that means that maybe they will move on to a new Steel Division game in the future. If that's going to happen, I don't know. But I just, the issue is also just pumping out more divisions is not gonna, like, it makes the game better to some degree, and I love more divisions, don't get me wrong, but I think the overall kind of thing is, yeah. Hi, Valzer. All right, so we're gonna play CIL. That was the result. Since that one was the one that was leading in the end until someone switched back and forth. I think I have a deck. Or maybe not. I haven't played it in ages. So I have played against it, but I have not played it myself in a while. No, I didn't have a deck. Or did I miss it? I'm just gonna make a new one. What do you mean with operation unthinkable? That is unthinkable that they make one, or do I not know something there? Where is the L? I don't even remember how the logo looks. There we go. This one. All right. I think if we go in Maverick or Vanguard, I do not think that is a balanced division. Not at all. Allies plus Germany against Soviet. Oh, that was that. Yeah. It was that the idea that you would eventually need to turn against the Soviets that one of the American generals had, or something like that. Is that it? Okay, you want to have some stews, but I don't know when, so we're gonna... Churchill, okay. How do we even do that? Okay, these are a must-take. Wolverines are a must-take. Do we take in A or in B phase, though? So these guys we also need to take... Hold on. Oh, that's actually worse. Do we take them in A or in B? I can't see an argument for both, because I want to last through the game. But if I need 2k, it probably needs to be there in A phase. So what I would like to fit in here is the Wolverine and the 17-pounder. And I mean, ideally would love to have another one of these, but that's just not realistic. I think we're going to put it into B for now. And this as well, for the time being. Crusader in A or in B phase. I don't know. I'm going to wait for that decision till later. I have no idea how to build this properly, by the way. I'm not used to playing this division. Yeah, to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of the very late war stuff. I'm not very interested in that. I know it can be cool, but it's just not my cup of tea. I mean, these guys, I think you need to take. We need recon, we have cheap slots, and we have Piats, because our infantry doesn't have that much Piats. So these we're gonna leave open for now. I mean, you could fill them. I'm not really sure if that's actually efficient. Let's move to the infantry tab first. So, Guastatori Para. B phase for sure. Do we double vet them? They're expensive, so I'm not sure if I'm actually going to bring all that many of them. So for now, I think I'm going to double vet them. Commandosi, I think in A phase is the way to go, because then you at least have a little bit of speed with the transport. Hello, Ramai. I think that might be the better way. You guys correct me if I do stuff wrong, but I will do that. So it's not a question if I do stuff wrong. It's just feel free to. Also, we have the different leaders. Are they both expensive? 13 man? Yes, please. What's this? 30 with a sniper. That's also not bad. Only 7 man. Yeah, Paz. I agree with that. I think it would also be interesting to have maybe a little bit earlier when you have, when the Eastern Front is already happening, but you still have the war in Africa. I think that could also be interesting. And you have a little bit more early war vehicles. I would kind of like to see that, but I'm not sure how well it will work. So, what's the play here? Do we take the 30-point lead? I think this is, and this is just chunky. It's hard to kill that, and it has a PR, which I value a little bit more over the sniper rifle. That's what it smokes though. And 5 points is 6. Oh, no, we get 3. Oh yeah, what's the availability of all of these? 3 at double that. Okay, sold. Convinced. Yeah, I think people just like the heavy tanks in Plaza. And I mean, I can kind of see it's just when you start playing them, for me at least, it just doesn't actually feel that fun. When I started playing, I also felt like, oh, big tanks, that's the thing. I mean, I guess it also depends a bit on the balance, but I just find it more interesting if you have all the other stuff around it. All right. We take the Parada Salto in A phase, I think. Our DT are also pretty decent. I guess also in A phase. We need some stuff in B phase too. Do we take double RDT? Is this the way to go? I don't think so. That's probably it, right? Maro. Then we have the Maro Bren and the Fucilieri Bren. No, I mean, they're more expensive, so probably B phase. These guys probably A phase. Okay, so let's look at what we actually don't need. We don't need the Fucilieri. We don't need the Alpini, although maybe in C phase just to be annoying. I don't think we need the Guassatori. No, 20. I mean, they're chunky, but 25 points is expensive for what they do. The Maro, yeah, I can see myself taking that. Although I think the Parada Salto is is it? There's a Raider. Doesn't have bazooka. It is more expensive too. Maybe the Maro is actually better. I mean, you bring this for CQC. Yes, the Raider trade is great. But do I want to pay 5 points for it when everything is already expensive? I don't think so. Oh, what's the availability? That's maybe also relevant. Yeah, we also get 1 more. We have enough though. I'm still going to go for the Maro. I'm not sure if this is the way to go, but I'm going to do it. But then in B phase, we have the Fucilieri Bren, we have the Guassatori Para. We're looking infantry numbers. Not that good yet. That's going to change, don't worry. I think more RDT in B phase is not the worst idea, because then you have... Hold on, what's that double S? Oh, ooh, no. I could see myself doing this because we already have the Commandos and the RDT. This I can see myself doing. And then we have hybrid, range, CQC. I'm not sure if we need more. Maybe another leader card in B phase. Just to kind of round it up a bit. Having lots of leaders. And then in C phase we do what? Parachato Disti? Single that, maybe? Hello, French friend. Yeah, I might need to change that at some point. I need to make the thumbnail looking a bit better, but to be honest, I it's just not very high up on my priority list. I think the thumbnails should be there and somewhat like telling you what's happening, but I no, we don't double vet this. We do want them though. The restoration C. I have no idea on speed. I guess because you don't. I mean, you don't have that much aggression in speed and vehicles. I mean, yeah, slow transports. I mean, it is very infantry centric. Right? I mean, if you look, yeah, you have a lot of Sherman cards, but if you look at the actual tab, it's not that massive. You don't have that much armored recon tab. You don't have that much armored AT tab. I can see why they did that. And this is the one without. Still take it though. Yeah, but the A being worse is not assessed. It's not really. It's actually quite the opposite of a defensive division, I would say. I think these are really good. Do we have the Ariete is cheap. The loadout sucks. It has a medium resilience though. It's slow. I think I'm gonna take the P51 then. Which is better. These are actually pretty good as well. The Alcione. Baltimore as well. It just yeets the bombs high speed forward. Actually pretty nuts. Spitfire. Do we want to maybe take a fighter? I think we have to because our air type is not exactly good. Rocket planes. Yes, please. And then a little bit of air spam in B phase. You only get one of them. That's not good. That's better. All right. It's going to take a while. Yeah, I think so too, Neo. Sure. Now, I always forget which one is the good Obiche. One of them is good. Is this then? 8 rounds a minute. This has no radio. This is not the good one. Or is it this one? 7 rounds a minute for 105 caliber. Not too bad. And then this thing in A phase. Double that. I think that will probably do the trick. We need ammo. Do we take a commander? I mean, I'm bringing 2 leader cards, so maybe this is one of the rare cases where I still bring a commander these days. Also, we need to finish this. Stewart's in A phase, I think. And then, do we really need more Shermans? I think another card in A phase will help us. So maybe that's the way to go. I know radio motor is also good. But your beach basically functions like a radio motor, you just have more ammo. That's how I see it. For basically the same price. Now AA. This is a tough one. I think we take these and then. Oh, now we can't. Maybe just take the Crusade, but 2 in A phase, like even if you unlet them 3, it's so rough. If you could at least take these guys, then you have some cheap AA that I can just put there, bunch together. Then we have these. I don't know. What's everyone's opinion on this? Yeah, but it's so nice to have them because they do have the Piats and we don't have many Piats on our infantry. And it's a lot of recon. But yeah. Explorator is the Piat team. Yeah, this is the Piat team exactly. And I want to have one in A and B phases. I think you need it. What do we cut? Don't want to cut tanks. I feel like Neosho, it's kind of the way the. So I think it's kind of the way you play it is kind of a little bit like Gebirgs, where you just try to overwhelm your opponent to the extent that he just, if he buys a lot of blames to air spam he lose on the ground. But it's a rough one. Yeah, maybe we... I mean, you have to comment those in A phase. So maybe it's okay if you cut out the Espalatori, but I guarantee you, I will regret this. No, I think we're just going to take this. It is so inefficient otherwise, and the single 20 mil isn't useful. No, yeah, it's bad, but you need it. It is one of the only fast tools that you have. So this is this is one of the only tools that you can get to the front line fast. So you really need it for that purpose alone. All right, so now we have 2 more slots. So either we take more stuff here, which I don't think we need. Can we bring... DC can bring this to a recce. That's actually useful. Hold on, can we... No. That is definitely worth a consideration. Spamming these guys around is also a consideration, because then you can deal easily with light armor. Spamming these guys around is also a consideration, because they're super annoying. And I guess taking bow fighters in B phase also not the worst idea, but I don't really see myself doing that. Also spam Baltimore's in B phase, but I don't think that good enough for that. Now, if anything, you take the Alcyone. Choices. This is really nice. We can't put these in those, right? No, we cannot. No, we're going to be annoying. Going to be super annoying. I think this is it. Took me forever to make it. But we're finally here. So, hop into the queue. Yes, there was. Our commander. Personally, for Maverick, I don't like it too much, because I usually like to have more things to put on the ground and put direct pressure on my opponent. I can see it being worth in this case, though. We can try. Why not? Because I have a lot of leaders, so... I mean, you can do it French third. I mean, it has its use, right? Because you can stop cheap planes with it. Like the TO from 20th Panzer, for example. But there's a lot of planes that you can't really stop with it. And I would say overall it's probably not worth it. Yeah, you could. Yeah, maybe it's more of a Vanguard thing. I know you pause, I know. But yeah, it's really, you either lose out on a lot of stuff that you can really make use of, or you take more A, which you also need. It's like either way you lose, right? Neither of them seems like really worth it, but Ra tried it. Yeah, I'm also thinking if maybe one way to do it is to add some more of the cheap units in there. The Alpine, I think they were called. Maybe you make a mix of those and the regular units, so you have some cheap stuff to spam around. Who will snipe out today? We will see. We'll see. Again, for those of you who have never been here when I said this, I don't mind anyone sniping as long as you just turn, the stream off. Or mute it and put it away while we're playing. I don't care. And as long as people don't, like... I also don't mind if you've seen the deck before, but I'm not a huge fan of people, like, completely counterpicking everything because they know everything that's in the deck. Like, if you build your deck for trying to snipe me to specifically just counter that one specific deck, I'm going to be a bit mad, but everything else is completely fine. I actually wish some people would, because okay, there we go, find a game. Great. See, this is the positive thing. You don't need to wait long. Like in general, like the casting and And streaming has its advantages like this. Like as I say, just you find your games more easily when you're streaming. Don't have that much long waiting times because sometimes someone wants to snipe you. You get a lot of advice, which is also very helpful. So it doesn't really matter if you're good or not when you're doing it. It's just you can profit from it as well, not just the people watching, which is very nice. Lel, 14th Infantry, Maverick. How do we play this map? I guess around here, because you don't actually need that much 2k, because he has more 2k than I do. His infantry is crap, but he has tons of Panzer II Luchs to spam around. And he has Tigers. Oh, and he has those annoying little, I think also 75 mils. So how are we going to do this? So this one is probably lost. He can get in there. Oh yes, also MP44. It's not a lot, but he has some. Yeah, I mean, the game plan is probably going to be trying to fight over this flag, trying to get into here, because this is where I think I do have an advantage. This is not where I want to fight. Really not. Just, we're still going to go up there. Maybe we're going to get that flag. But I don't really want to send regular transports in there. I think we're just going to put one flamer in there and see what happens. This is, okay, later. We'll worry about this later. Now this is a good area for a Sherman. We don't need this one though. The up armored version I don't think gives us any benefits here. Although there's Stücks there, but they can't really do much. This one is, I mean, it also helps against anything that tries to pen it, but it's especially powerful against other allies, I feel like. And some Stuarts in case there's a bunch of, what are they called? Luxus in there. I think I do want to contest this though. Not now, but I do want to contest it eventually. Yeah, true, Dinosha, that would also be fun. And, you know, the Dodecanese thing that is, that was suggested for the latest Nemesis DLC. It would actually be in the timeline then. I think it was 43, right? Might be wrong, but I think it was. I'm gonna take some commandos as well. Oh, that's not what I want. Oh yeah, I can switch back to the Steel Division monitor. There we go. And now I, of course, unselected them. All right, there we go. I think just a flamer in there will do. Oh, also. No, they're actually. No, they're still slower. All right, I think for now that will do the trick there. We can actually go some into speed mode as well. Forgot about that. One thing that we could do is do a little rush in the center there. Oh, he's one of those guys. Okay. Rude. Very rude indeed. Okay, I need to hurry now, guys. I'm sorry. You can say thank you to that lovely gentleman. We're gonna get one of these up and running in here, I think. We need to get some recon forward there as well. It's going to be slow. Not going to be rushing that. Gonna need to get some recon up here, and I think we're gonna try something ballsy. It's always good to try out some new stuff, you know. And then we're gonna try to go over there. And all I want is my commandos to get in there. I'm gonna have to wait and see if that actually works out, but now we're gonna get some commandos down here. Some stewards. Some marrows. Now I wish I had a leader. Okay, maybe we're not doing that this way. We should be bringing a leader down there as well. And if I can find 5 more points somewhere. Okay, like, we're actually not going to do that. I think it's not worth it. Oh, we can put this thing forward. And then we can get some Aditi in here as well. Not a steward. And we're gonna actually reinforce this there with a Morrow. Because the last time someone said that he was a noob in the queue, he was not. Oh, I forgot that I have these. I like to bring these to the start, but I guess I'm not gonna do that today. So last time that was a massive bait. Well, not massive, I still won, but it was definitely a bait. He was not a noob. Let's see if this is true today as well. Let's see. Yeah, maybe coming from here was not the call, but we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, it depends where he brings those. Like, there's only so much he can grab here with his tigers, right? And I still do have 17 pounders, so I am worried, but I'm not that worried. If that makes sense to you. Okay, so he's either... Okay, so we're gonna get some infantry to here, I feel like. I guess it's time to get Sherman in here. I'm a little bit worried about that, but I think I can deal with it. Worst case, I transfer Steward over there. I don't think I need it here now. Tiger opener. That's problematic. And I would like you to... I can't put a efficient shot on it because it's not an AT gun. I don't want you to start shooting at the tiger. We're gonna buy one of these and then kill the tiger with it. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, it's tons of Sicherungs. Alright, let's see what's there. Yeah, now the raider trait would be cool. Because it's gonna cut it off. That's unfortunate. Thank you. Okay, right here, we're gonna kill that off. Okay, the tiger is not actually in a position where he can do anything about against those looks, so it should be safe there. There we go. Got that done. Something here killed that. DT code coming to help. I mean, Commandozi. We all know how good that cool raider trade is. Alright, shift him over there. Now we need to get something down here. Just some machine. Now the tiger's over there. Some machine guns over there will do. But oh, love that. So I think we're just gonna. Now we're gonna have to reinforce this pushing in there. We're gonna bring a DT forward over here. We're gonna bring Commandozi over here. We're gonna reinforce this with these guys and this with this. See, we need the Sherman here to support that. I'm gonna let it getting red here because I need the Sherman to engage first and spot it. Yeah, we can just continue pushing further. Can actually get in there, I feel like. Right, love that. No, 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 no. No way, T. I guess we're gonna play hide and seek. I'm gonna buy this, and then with the next take, I'm gonna buy another, or maybe it's reloaded by then. I guess we can start reinforcing this. Oh, there we go. I could actually have just spot it with this and decided not to bring the recon plane. We're gonna bring another one of these in. Okay, in there. Oh, Sherman can't spot it, I guess. Didn't realize that. We're gonna get another Maro in there. I guess it's gonna be the strategy, just spamming in units over there. Oh, no. Oh! Massive. Massive. Absolutely massive. Gonna retreat here. Oh, actually, might be able to kill that off. This is gonna collapse very soon. These don't have radar right now, they do not. We're gonna bring one of these in as well. Let's reinforce that. There we go. We're gonna bring that over there now for this moment. Did the Stooks get killed? Oh, no, not that. Unload. This is what I want. Oh, yeah, these things are disgusting. They will overpen eventually. I'm just not gonna bother with that. I mean, what's he gonna do with it? I know it's risky to push forward like that, but I'm gonna do it anyway. And I think getting some recon now towards the edge there would not be the worst idea. I mean, that's yeah, that's very unfortunate for him. Oof. Yeah, he is. But I mean, it's kind of sad. It's not fun just destroying someone who has yet to learn most things about the game. Like, poor guy is not gonna have fun. I'm not even like, I try usually to give some useful advice. I don't even know what I should say in here. I mean, it's not that his pushes were bad. I guess, yeah, the opener. I mean, it won't work against a highly skilled opponent. Okay, I'm gonna do something that I always wanted to do. Can we? No, I think we can't close it. But yeah, it works against. There we go, side shot. So that was the plan of moving behind there. I realized that I should generally start to comment more on why I do certain things, and this is why I did that specifically. We can actually just close that bubble, I think. But yeah, so the thing that I would recommend usually, oh, we cannot do it again. Like, I mean, I don't know what should do. Like, the push works against someone of his skill level, probably. Otherwise, it's not really. Yeah, this is what I'm trying to do, Curb. Although it feels bad because it's against a very new player, but I still want to do it at some point. I wonder what happens. Is this an insta loss or what happens? Okay, it's just very, 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 very fast. I actually know now what I would tell him, but I don't have the time to write it. Because I think he just overinvested into his Tigers. That's one thing, and then just rushing things in blindly is just not the way to go. But yeah, it was a game. Let's put it that. Now I'm gonna play another one. I think we have to try CL again, right? This doesn't count. Well, it's not just that French. I mean, I know how it is getting absolutely crushed when you new. But the other thing about it is also I like to provide at least, you know, so it's something that you can learn from, of course, these kind of games yourself. But I think it's also helpful if someone points in some direction. So usually when I realize that I'm playing against a new player, I'm trying to give him some advice based on what I see, because sometimes you have some things that you can easily say. Yeah, for example, yeah, losing all the shots, for example, that was something I would have said, but it's a bit too late now. But anyway, so I think one thing that we're going to do before we're going to try again with CIL is it's now time to quickly present to you. Some of you, I know, will be interested in that, the idea for the tournament. So for anyone who has joined since the start, the idea is to I wanted to make a tournament with some special funny rules, and in my Discord I already made a poll on that, and now I have a rule set ready to go, somewhat, or actually some suggestions for it, and I'm just going to show you what the idea is, and then we can I will also post in Discord afterwards, and there you can share your opinion. I'm still want to mostly play today, so I don't want to turn this into a 2-hour discussion stream, but yeah. So the idea is that you have to somehow cripple your division, and the original idea is this: you have 2 tabs that you have to leave empty. Now the question that remains for me is: should there be an extra rule that if you leave, for example, 2 or 3 points tabs empty, should you do another one then? Because that could kind of mean that, you know, because then you might just cut back on something that the division doesn't really need anyway. By the way, it's not going to be super long. It's like 10-15 minutes, and then, or maybe even less, I think more 5 to 10, and then we're going to go back to the queue. So that's something that's still open. So if you have an opinion on that, feel free to share it. Please, either in the comments of the stream, so not in the chat, so that I can also look at it later. That's the idea behind it, or in the Discord. Now the other option, this is actually what Ryanimion suggested, and I actually do think this is my favorite so far. You basically have 5 points that you need to spend. Now the way it works is each tab has a worth in points based on its size. So if you look at it, any division doesn't really matter. So for example, this tab right here would be, this is a bad example because all of the tabs are big. So a better example, this might be a better example. Yeah, for example, this here might be relatively cheap. This might only give you 1 point. So if you leave out the AA, you only get 1 point for that, for example. You still need to get 5. Right? Now, if you cut out this one, for example, you will get 2. If it's this, you will get 3 because it's bigger. Now, this is something that is still up to debate if you want to have like massive tabs, if that would be 4. But yeah, so that's kind of the idea behind that. And then you have some more that kind of prevents you from just cutting off 2 such tabs and leave it at that. That's the idea behind that. I actually quite like that. Then some question that will remain here is, should we, if you have more than 7, so this is the distribution so far, which he suggests, and I actually like this quite a lot. I think this is good like that. You could also make 4 points for like bigger ones, 8 to 10 slots in the tab. Next question would also be, of course, should we... So we could either say that you have to spend exactly 5 points, because, you know, you can... In theory, it should be okay to spend more, right? Because you're just crippling yourself more. But it might make for some harder choices if you have to spend exactly 5 points. Because let's say I would cut back in a way that I have 4 points left, and the only thing I could cut back for 1 point to reach exactly 5 points is this, right? Do you really want to do that, or don't you want to find another combination? But I think that would be too tricky. Just want to throw it out there. So far, I think I will just go with this, but these are all things that if, you know, there are some good thoughts on that by you guys, I will take that into consideration as well. Yeah, we could also change the value of the points by the tab type, so recon, inf, and so forth, but I do think that would make it too complicated. So I think this, just straight like this, would probably be the easiest. That's that. Now, there's also point system. This is the third. So these are all different ways, variations of how you could do this. You could also do a point system, but instead of just emptying your tab, you just reduce the amount of slots you can use by the given amounts. For example, this is 10 probably, or 9. If you spend 3 slots, you can 3 points, you can cut it down by 7, so you're ending up with 3, for example. This would also be an option. So that's an option. And the last one is basically we just leave 1 tab empty, and then instead of doing another one, we just have 2 tabs that you cannot fill more than half, and it must be one of these crucial tabs. So that's also another option. But I think these 2 are getting more complicated. I think either one of these 2 is probably the go-to, and trying to keep it as simple as possible. This is not really interesting in my opinion, because what you're going to do is you just take less things in, then you're just going to make sure that you play Maverick or Vanguard, and that's about it. So it's not making the thing more, you know, it's just you have less stuff in general. This is more about you will be missing one of these categories. One of these things here will be missing completely. And I think that makes for more interesting choices that you have to make and more interesting strategies, rather than you just have less tools available in general, because then what you're going to do is you just play Mariko Vanguard, just put less veterans in there, and that's not that interesting. So that's the idea why specifically this. Exactly. Now there will also be some challenges. So it is at the bottom, but there will be a prize pool, there will be prizes. The winner will be gifted the Dukla Pass DLC when it comes out. And there will be 3 challenges. I forgot what I had an idea and I forgot it. I will write it down once I remember. But the first person to manage one of these challenges will also be getting a prize, which is also the DLC. Now, the first one is you have to win a game without an infantry tab. The second would be win a game with 3 empty tabs. This is for this rule. You have 1 tab more, or with 7 points, and you have to make sure that you have these 7 points in 3 empty tabs, or you have no tank and inf tab. I might change that because I think no tank and inf tab is basically unplayable. Or you could take, say, no inf and no support tab or something like that. Or you have to leave either of those empty, something like that. It has to be, It's just to prevent someone from taking 7 points and putting it to 3 taps that you can relatively easily let go. So it should be a challenge, right? And I forgot what the third one was. But if you have suggestions, I'm open for that. It should be something that is difficult to achieve. If you think those are too easy, of course, you can also let me know. The rules are, so the signups are not open yet, so the rules can still be changed. Now on my Discord, there will be a poll on this topic, by the way. So if you are interested, you can vote for which of these 4 you think is the most suitable. And so unless everyone really likes these, I will tend to these 2, but I will also want to listen to the vote by you guys. And then, but only vote please if you also actually think you would play, because if you're not playing, then I think that your vote you shouldn't vote. Of course, I can't control it, but I'm serious about this, because otherwise you could just troll the rule sets, and that's not really that nice. Now, the way I would do this is faction mirrors and income mirrors are allowed as always. Now, one thing that I think would be interesting is to allow division mirrors, but in that case, first of all, you can't choose the same income, and secondly, your tabs that you leave empty must be different, because then you're kind of playing a different division in a way. I think that can work out. So this is kind of the idea behind that. Once again, it is not set in stone. If all of you are telling me, no, this is a bad idea, not fun, then we can also cut it. But I think it could make for some interesting matchups sometimes. And yeah, otherwise map bans as usual, division bans as usual, like in League. I think it's a good amount of divisions. And then you also pick faction, but mirrors are allowed. And then you just one after the other pick tabs that you leave empty. And if you have to do more, just do more, right? That's kind of the idea behind that. Yeah. Then you pick incomes, game mode as usual, and as I said, prize will be Duke La Paz DLC for the winner, and everyone, or the first person to manage to finish one of the challenges. The challenges are really meant, Swiss style is I forgot to mention that. It's the idea. And so the challenges are really there, first of all, to make for some interesting games, but also to kind of, if you know there's a skill difference, this might be a good time to go for one of those challenges which gives your opponent a better chance. So that's the idea behind that. And as I said, it will be in the FOB HQ Discord. I will announce it again in the next video that I will upload on Monday. I will announce it on my Discord as well. And of course, as for any tournament, right, everyone is welcome in principle. You just need to share the link to the FOB HQ Discord, and then they can join there. So that's how it's going to work. I still need to finalize the rules. This will going to be happening tomorrow, and then I will submit them to Atla so that he can put up the tournament, set up the bot in the FOBHQ Discord for hosting the tournament. And then we get this rolling. I think sign-up period will be 2 weeks, and then we go from there. So yeah, that's the idea. And as I said, if you have any opinions on this, feel free to share it either in the comments below, so not the chat again, so that I can look at it later as well, but in the comment of the stream, or also on my Discord. Feel free to share it as much as you like, discuss as much as you like. The more feedback, the better. After the stream ends, I will make a poll there and in my Discord, and you can for some of the optional rules and for some of the for the 4 main variances of the rules that I'm planning for. So yeah. Also, if you have an idea for a last challenge that is actually really tricky, do let me know. It needs to be something that is achievable though. So don't go with nothing on the ground. that's not going to work. But yeah, I want to have 3 challenges with some. If there's some really good suggestions, I'm willing to go to 4, but that's about it, because I will be playing the prize pool, so I don't want to go overboard with the challenges. All right, so time to hit the queue again. I think we're just going to try. Also, happy to hear, Kerb, that you're going to be playing that. I'm looking forward to hopefully a lot of players of all types of skill levels. Also, if there's enough people to sign up, there will be 2 brackets based on skill, because I think it's a bit more fun if lower skill players have their own bracket. More fun for everyone, really. But yeah, that's not what I wanted to do. This is what I wanted to do. I think it's time to hit the queue. We're going to try CL again because the previous one didn't really count. And there we go. Let's see. Hopefully a more experienced player this time. No offense to anyone, but it's more fun to play, and it's probably for you guys more fun to watch too. What's actually everyone's favorite tournament rule so far that we've had? For those who have been playing a tournament or who are watching it and just like to see different rules, what's your favorite? For me, I think it is the no tank tap, but I couldn't play in that. I think that was when I was moving or something like that. Was a lot of no? Yeah, that was actually earlier. Actually, I'm not sure. Oh, and there we go. We have found Ra. Playing 700. Oh, is it 25? No, 715. Ooh. Ah, you're still okay. I'll see you later. I don't think I need to do this. I think the Ra is a gentleman. That's going to be a tough one. I'm not sure if CL is a Division 40s map, to be honest. You like a little bit of range and speed, because this is very one speed. It doesn't have a ton of speed to ride, but he has some speedy tools. Now, Ra is a good player, so this is not going to be an easy one. Yeah, 715 is going to be rough. I think I should have made some changes too, based on the things that I realized during the first game, but it's too late now anyway, so. The other problem is I can't really lock down this area. So, like, even if I grab both of these, I can't outrage him, so. Kinda near shore, but not really. Like, there's enough differences. But yeah, everything's better. This is true. But it's not quite the same, I would say. I'm gonna set this up here in case it tries any shenanigans with my armor up there. I'm gonna rush these guys forward. I don't actually need to go that far forward. Actually, I do. My transports are faster though. My fast transports are faster. Yes, Kubel, I do have the jeeps. I think that Decima will win. Or depends a bit on the size. How many Berettas do the Decima have? I don't remember. Is it also 9 or is it like 8 or 10? Because that makes a big difference. But yeah, I mean, the hill is always, in my opinion, top priority. Here you can 8, okay. This is also important, but this flag you can usually hold somewhat. This is, yeah, this you can accept to lose. Oh, you mean those ones? Well, it's just the recon ones in the Osho. It's not the regular ones don't. But the recon ones, yeah, they're absolutely devastating. Like, these guys are pretty good. No, we're not going to do that. What we need, though, is some recon right away. I don't think I'm going to rush these in, because he will counter that with... Oh, no, he doesn't have... he has a pack 38, I guess. He doesn't have light AT otherwise, though. He has these things as well, but only in B phase. I'm gonna do something I usually don't do. Try to go around this way. Now, as for the hill, this one's going to be a little bit more tricky. I might be able to do it. All right. Then that's that done. We have the recon. We have a push coming up here. And we're going to bring this guy up here as well. We could bring an early tiger, so this is something I'm a bit afraid of. This thing will, I mean, it will pen it eventually. I need to get it up there first, so it's going to be more of a problem. This is okay for now. Town. I don't want to leave it undefended. That would be a mistake. So we're going to try and bring some flames in there. And the other two flames are going to go up there because I need them there. You can go, I both go up there. The P26 are actually pretty dangerous in the Osho. Because they have a high rate of fire and are pretty accurate up close. Because they have 1750 meter range. So if you fight the Sherman at the range that the Sherman can shoot back, you actually have higher accuracy. And they still have 90 pen, so it's not like they can't overpen. True curb, true. I think, yeah, from the ones I played, that was actually, I think, the best one. True. Changed my mind on that, you're right. Yeah, so it is true, Nyosha, but it's like, I'm not saying that it can't counter it, I'm just saying that it's not as easy. It's not like the P26 are actually more dangerous, I think, that people think very often. I think a lot of people underestimate them quite a bit. Hello, Frablord. So yeah, there's that. Yes, it does, Frablord, it does. But we're gonna have to, I'm just gonna have to roll with it now. I can't even complain. Because I said, and this is true. It's like this opinion hasn't changed because of that. I said that I'm fine with people sniping, so can't really complain about this happening now, can I? Actually, I think it would be faster to grab this. I don't very often go for that, but I think in this case it might pay off. I have 20 points. That's not really super good because there's nothing I can buy for it. Oh, you feel free to snipe me also with Muskaya. It was a fun game. It was a rough one though. I was also making the mistake of playing Munte, so I still will lose against it. It's not like, I think this much is for sure, but it didn't help for sure. It didn't help. Do we need? Oh, you know what? I think having some Piats in there is actually useful. I'm really not using that much recon. That's actually not a good idea. Well, do I really need this then? No, I don't. And that gives me some options for the... no, I think I'm just going to leave it at that now. If I lose this flag, that's okay. I'm rather spending more on this. The question is, how are we going to do that? We could also save up points so that we can buy the Bowfighter if he decides to bring a Tiger opener. Yeah, I think we're gonna do that. We're gonna save these 30 points. I know it's a lot, but I think it might be worth it. Yeah. And then we have the Spitfire, so we see if he brings A. If he brings A, and brings a Tiger, I'm gonna just push this harder in the town harder. So I'm just gonna be trying to make sure I have these 2 hills, or these 3 hills actually. And then the Tiger can't really do much because he can have AT guns everywhere hidden in there. So I think I'm ready. I mean, you're totally free to go for a rematch, Trouble, if you want to. We can also say this is. I mean, now he's playing anyway. If he's back in stream, I can also tell, right, if any one of you specifically is up for a game, you can also just say so, and we can have one. That's also fun. You don't need to, if you already know that you want to play against me, you don't need to snipe, unless of course you do want to keep the option of having a map that we like, getting surprised by the map, but we can also just randomize that if you want to. So the option is there. Is this an SDKF set? I think it is. No, it's not a Schwimmwagen, whatever. It's a 20 mil recon car. So the Bowfighter would be okay. I haven't seen that any of those would be a Tiger though. Okay, recon is off. I think we're gonna bring a DT in there. Oh, I forgot about that. Really have expected these guys to do a little bit better. Didn't I take 2 of them? I did. Okay, but these I'm just gonna bomb now. Oh, it's not what I wanted. Yeah, I mean, it's such a juicy target-rich environment. But now I have the Atmo return, so that's gonna help. All right, so we're gonna bring that DT up here again. And now we can also just commit. Just gonna park that over there. I think now we're gonna start pressuring him in the town here. Always keep up the pressure. This is what I've learned. You always want to keep up the pressure. And then we can bring a light AT gun up here. We can't really do that super well. Still gonna bring it up, and then we're gonna find a good position for it. Yeah, side shots in here. Okay. Not really working the way I was hoping for. Oh, the machine gun is ground attacking. I think this is a classic spot for a machine gun down this road. So, okay, interesting. Actually, we're not going to do that. Not what I wanted. And now we need to get something in here. Yeah, so next thing is gonna bring some marrow over here. This could potentially kill my stack count. That would not be good. All right, we're gonna bring a marrow up here. We're gonna bring these guys up here. Gonna bring another one of these in here. And we're gonna bring Stuart there to help. What killed my... There's a Marder over there. All right. I think next thing is going to be some artillery. The H-18 here is a problem. Get out of line of sight of that one. Oh, come on. Two of those just dying so easily. Okay. Just gonna bomb that. Oh, forgot that I still have these guys. They retreat a little bit. Time for a lead in here. And we're gonna get some commandos in there. Commandosi. Yeah, I pronounce it with a very German accent. All right, game has no sound. Wait, really? Now it should have. Sorry. This is yeah, this is a position I still need to use more often. It's pretty good. All right. It didn't even vet the P-26s. Damn. All right. Yeah, he is, I know. He's getting ready. I mean, the problem is I also can't contest a lot of range like this here, for example. I cannot contest yet. This is what I expected. He's planning to push there now. But I mean, what can I do? His tools are all just more efficient than mine. Like in any way imaginable. And now this is coming. See, this is something that I do hate. Like the fact that you can maybe want to push too far over there. I also need to get some more vision. I basically don't see anything. So I probably want to get this up there. We want to get this up here. No, he still got this off? You gotta be kidding me. We're just gonna defend against that like that. Here something's happening, but I don't see what. What killed that? Oh, is he still doing the machine gun trick? No. How is he losing? I mean, we're at range. Oh, the SVTs. I see. Yeah. I'd be able to kill those with them. Ah, yeah.
Pronti a neutralizzarli, signore.
Oh, I thought this was in range.
Medico.
Okay. Now I could potentially start pushing if he realizes.
Just point out the target.
Gonna have to use it like this. I hate it, but I think we're gonna have to do that.
I'm out. Over.
I mean, he has been out trading me really clearly so far, so
Mam jasne rozkazy. Do dzieła.
it's not. Come on, you telling me that he can't kill that, and now he can't.
Zróbmy fej. Tenete gli occhi aperti.
Ah, this is so rough.
Andiamo. Attenzione. Ha bisogno di fuoco extra? Ci hanno individuati.
Oh, he saw that. Damn it. No, why did he go over there? Yeah, and see, this is the problem now. I can't do anything. This is such an annoying matchup. I mean, like, if you have the advantage of at least having infantry that wins against him while being expensive, that would be one thing, but it just doesn't, so.
Sparate a vista. Sì, signore. Fuori. Nemici di fronte a noi. Dove vuole che andiamo? Li abbiamo accertati. Attenzione ai...
Alright, we're gonna have to do this slow trade style. Oh.
Andiamo ragazzi. Colpiti e affondati. Okay, at your service.
Yeah, this is a real problem now. I kind of have to do it this way, and it sucks. He can see it. Of course he can see it. Why shouldn't he be able to see it from there? Oh, this is just... I hate these forest edges. I hate them. The glowing passion, if you haven't known. One of the worst things in the game, in my opinion. Alright, so... Can you please... Oh, he can't even kill that. Come on. Ah, shit, should have left that. Now, I need to deal with that.
Paracadutisti pronti, signore. Nemico avvistato. Preparati. Dziesiątkę. Ja tutaj dowodzę. Seguitemi.
Oh, we can put that there maybe. And then we can start thinking about... We're gonna...
Będziesz o tym wnukom opowiadał.
win that.
Zrobiło się tu gorąco.
Ah, he's dying. I had a chance there and it missed.
Dove vuole che andiamo? Straciliśmy kilku naszych.
Alright. It's not looking too bad now. Just need to dig out that last one, then we can actually walk this all the way up there, which sucks.
Proszę nie salutować, bo jeszcze szwabski snajper zobaczy. Avanzate e attenti ai fianchi.
I also need to put something up here. It's just not gonna be cheap. That's gonna be the big issue there.
Pronti a neutralizzarli, signore.
Oh, he was too close at the edge of the forest. Oh, I just hate it. This is pure pain. This is pure pain. And the fact that, you know, see, this is what pisses me off, though. It works to have everything unvetted. It shouldn't work. And it's partly due to my plays, but it's also because if you have better tools, you can just spam them around like that, and it just works. And it really shouldn't. It really just shouldn't. Oh. Can you please engage that? Hold on, what's that? Oh, oh no, it's a tiger. Yeah, we're actually not want to engage that.
Forza, ritiriamoci!
To pre-align that. Oh, no, 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 no. We don't have to bring one of these in.
Tenente,
We can very easily deal with that. Reinforcement roads killing me.
what's up, Control?
I don't think he can stop that, can he? But yeah, I'm not. I don't think I'm gonna win that. Jesus. Oh, he can stop it. Okay. Well, he might not be, but I guess he's. See, these. I mean, okay, it was not a Sherman, but still, these things are actually dangerous. Oh,
Squadra ai suoi ordini,
is he gonna up close doing the trick there? I need to get something in here. Yeah, I really need... So this is a change that I need to do. I think you need more cheap stuff to kind of fill gaps in this deck. It just doesn't work like that. Like, it's too expensive. Just can't afford things the way it is right now. Oh, and these guys do not have AT. Forgot about that. So he's just gonna get shred for absolutely nothing. I'm gonna need actual AT up here.
in attesa delle coordinate.
Ładowniczy, przygotujcie przeciwpancerny, tak na wszelki
I need
wypadek.
more artillery. I'm gonna put it further back now. Oh, this is so annoying. He always gets the moment to kind of ditch it, and it sucks.
Controllate le munizioni.
All right. So you need to get some recon in here. Yeah, this is not even fun. Like, this sucks so hard, this matchup. And see, this is the other issue with those. They're so cheap, you can just spam them around, you know. So, like, even if it's technically worse than the Sherman, like purely on pen and can I? Yeah, I think I might be able to put it in a position here. It can still do it because it can just bring many of them, and that it will pen eventually. So, just to add that to the discussion, if this thing is good against a Sherman or not, it really is, because you can also just kind of overwhelm it, right? We'll pen it eventually. We got a little bit of a flanking position here, which is good. Can increase that. Okay, I mean, the Sherman not even being able to pen that is kind of bullshit. I mean, come on. Yeah, no, sure he hasn't. But I mean, the problem is also everything that I bring is cheap, is expensive, but doesn't perform well against him. And everything that he brings is cheaper than what I get and performs well against my stuff. So it's kind of... He could actually allow himself to do that. Yeah, I think we're just gonna... This is not fun. This is too rough. But yeah, GG's. First and last time, what is your opinion on the quad brain unit in this div? They don't seem to do as much as you would think. The Polish commanders and Predator squads are super nice though. It is kind of nice, and you do need it, I would say. And it kind of sucks at the same time. The problem with this is it's decently chunky, but not chunky enough though. And it's just too expensive for what it does. I feel like, so personally, I feel like it should. So the one at 30 points is okay. I think the one at 35 points is just way overpriced because it will still lose out against the Panzergren and things like that. Now it is hybridy, which is what they're good for. And in this division, I mean, you also need it. It's the strongest line infantry. But I don't think it's I think it's just not great that you have to rely on them. But yeah. Well, Ra, you just outtraded me, and you had your light armor in good positions and winning against all the light armor that I had. So it was rough to fight in the town actually. Plus the hill, you used that pretty well. I still underestimate how much you can put on that hill to get some line of sights from there. Um, so well played on that part. But yeah. Exactly what Froblord says. Like you have everything that you need. CL doesn't have a lot of AT on its infantry, so your light armor is pretty well. Your light armor is actually better for towns than the one of CIL. Like you've seen this with the Panzer II, right? This thing actually, and I was not surprised about this at all. This thing actually wins out regularly against things like a Stuart. The P26 are also great for that range, not necessarily for long range in my opinion. But yeah, and your A-phase infantry, yeah, it's not that great, but it still shreds at range in town. No, the Panzer II wins. So, I mean, if you let the stack count outrange it, yeah, it will lose, but otherwise it will win. The Panzer II will always win against these kind of tanks for the reason that even if it's not the Stagger, because the Stagger has low armor, so the Panzer II can actually pen it. But Panzer II, like even against the Stuart, which has a little bit more armor, what's going to happen is if it hits and pens the first shot, it still won't kill the Panzer II. By the time it will be able to fire the second shot, it will be either killed because you just have such a high rate of fire, or it will be pinned. So it's either dead by then, or it will be pinned. At which point it will have to retreat, and then the Panzer II finishes it. I've seen this actually multiple times. Stuarts are at those kind of ranges. Stuart is a really bad tool to counter these autocannon vehicles, because the two shots to kill is too much. It won't do the trick. So these are fantastic. Also the 20 mil recon car. This thing is actually pretty good for its price. Like this thing shreds. Sure. I don't really want to pick a match up a map, to be honest. Just a division to play. So what we're going to be playing today, so that makes the decision a bit easier, is the B tier divisions according to the votes that I made on my Discord, the Gore to pull. They're going to play B tier divisions according to Koenig's list, so it's going to be one of those. This much I can tell you. Yeah, but these are also great, right? Same issue basically. It's also 20 mil. It also takes to hit. It's the same issue. Stuarts are not good for those kind of ranges against autocannon vehicles. It's just not. They are very efficient in other ways, but this is not really the strength. So they're really good when you have other types of light armor. And it would be much better if you can accompany it with some like Piats or things like that. That kind of works. Because then you have this combo, which is unfortunately something that CL doesn't have. I need to invest more. Yeah, it was a nice game, Chi. It's not so fun on my side. But I need to invest some more time into CL because it can be super strong. I just can't play it. I cannot. It's too expensive. I like it if my infantry has AT on it. It's just too many ways you have to play. I say, yeah. I mean, I think Roblot said it correctly. Like you really need to be hyper efficient in a lot of ways, and this is something that I really struggle. You can use whatever you want, Roblot. It's just what I will be playing. So just to give you a fair warning, because that's what was selected. And I'm going through all the tiers a bit, and this is the one for today. So I think I will be. Well, let's take a look. I will be going with. I'll be going with Guard's Armor then. Yeah, these are pretty good. Someone said that you can counter them easily with the Shermans, but it's just not true because they have they also have higher rate of fire. No, I'm gonna have to double check. Might be mistaken with the Italian Stück because those for sure have. I think it's the same gun, isn't it? Oh no, they have 7, so that's not. But yeah. The L3, can it? I don't know. CL. Yeah, so Froblord, I think I will be going with Guards Armored. What's a map that is fair to play on that one? I don't wanna bring it to a broken map with it. Hold on, let's check what maps we have. Because if I should know them all, but if I have to remember them, it's always it doesn't really help because it just shows all the maps, right? I think Slutsk might be a map that we want to play it. You'll play. Okay, we're not going to play Slutsk then. That's not fair. What's a map where both these divisions can work? Tannenberg one? I respect it a lot though. Harrow? What do you want to play, Froblord? I don't want to. I'm not going to play Ocean North. This is going to be pain. Oh yeah, I need to switch. What's a good map? What do you think Tannenberg is a fair map for this matchup? Because I don't know. Harrow, kinda not. I think Harrow is not. I think Harrow is actually, might be a good map. Turns out alright. Okay, let's go Tannenberg. I just need to, give me a second to actually have a Maverick division. Actually like it balanced too, but I think Maverick is fine. Let me just double check what I have in here because I have no idea. Stewards, I do have stewards. Does it? Hold on. Can we get more of those if we take them in A phase and then if we take these guys in B phase? Does work? Kinda. Because these are pretty good. Do we need this? No. Do we want this? This is okay. This is okay as well. We don't need more than that. Do we even? It's quite expensive to even take this. This is okay. I'm not gonna build it specifically against Skieg. I'm just gonna look at my general build. This looks alright to me, although do I want them? Oh no, it's the CMP. I thought it was the Battlefield. Would have been horrible. I know Platypus. I am using it. It's in B phase though. Maybe I should put it to A phase, but then I have more stewards in A phase, which is good. We have ammo, we have this. I think we have everything the way it's supposed to. We have Achilles, Firefly, Wolverines. It's not looking too bad. Still have 2 more slots. What should we use them on? More recon, but then we don't need these guys. That's super efficient, so we're not gonna bring more recon. What do we need? What do we need? This is okay. This is okay. This all looks okay. More Shermans, I guess. More leader Shermans, maybe. Yeah, I think this is yeah, I actually like them a lot, but 4, I could see myself doing that. No. But having a leader is nice too. We can give it a try. We can give it a try. Then we're gonna double bet them. What? Oh yeah, we quickly wanted. I'm gonna make it fast because I don't want to let him waiting. I'm gonna settle the L3 debate. You mean this one? Autocan. Yeah, I think this should be able to. I'm not sure if it would win out necessarily, but it would definitely have a good chance because it has lower armor. That matters a lot, but it would definitely stand a chance. So maybe I will take these in the future because exactly for this scenario because this was super annoying. Commander, and then we can also take it, but then we also take these guys with the car. There we go. I might still need to do some changes in the future, especially cheaper infantry should be in there probably, but it's a problem for later. No, I just need to find my guard's armor build. I have so many divisions now, or decks at the moment because of the deck viewer decks video. So it makes it harder to find stuff. Guard's armored. Maverick. There we go. He's ready. Just to be safe. Gonna do that. Challenger. I don't think it will shine. Good. Let's go then. I kind of like them, so I keep them. But whether you really need them or not, that's another question. Not so sure about that. Oh, big surprise! We're against Froplord on Tanneberg. All right. So, what are we gonna do? Yeah, they would be super useful if you can bring them in A phase, and you have a mobile 17-pounder in A phase for cheap. That would be pretty useful. But other than that, they're more situational. I think there's also, it is curbed. The question is it really worth it? It's 100 points. It's still very expensive, so it's not necessarily, I'm not necessarily going to take it. Depends a bit on how much stuff I actually buy. So this we don't even need to bother. I mean, I'm going to put 1 or 2 units in here just to make it hard for him. But this is not something that I can really contest long term, I feel like. This, I actually like to have them up here. I'm not going to be too greedy and try to be forward into it because he might just snipe that. He has... What does he have? The KV2 for one, which he might bring here. And I have seen this thing shredding all. I've seen this thing shredding all my tanks in some other matchups. So this thing is actually pretty dangerous because it has heat shells. He has Martyrs or the Martyr-like things. He has the T-34 85s, which are dangerous for me as well. And of course, good infantry. It's not too bad, Neosho. Hello, Roy. Oh, yeah, he gets Neville's true. It's more Froblord that worries me than the matchup. Ski is actually can be dangerous in some cases. That's not denying that. But in terms, you have like a lot of good armor for the town scenario, and he has some good tools to counter mine, whereas I have some channel strength in that area. But it is certainly it's a division that you need to keep in mind that it can have quite a punch. That's for sure. Like, don't underestimate it. Also, the only in check he built it Maverick too. Okay, could have also gone Vanguard. This is definitely an aggressive division. Mine, you can play balanced. I've seen it. Personally, I'm not a fan of it, but you could. Don't really have a 2k advantage. I mean, once a KV2 is dead, I do have an advantage up here 2k. Until then, I don't. The question is, do I want to challenge that right away? Because it's very much RNG. If my Achilles hits it and pens it before the KV2, because the KV2 will one-shot it, can hit it, then I'm good. But then I need to do it again. I don't know. All right, let's... oh, okay, maybe I'm not going to do that anymore. Oh, no, I have. I forgot. I have fast recon. I have been thinking ahead. Oh, it's only... yeah, true. Forgot about that. Actually huge. Thank you for not letting me know that. I completely forgot. I'm going to try to bring that forward. It's also cool because then I have a radio over there. In that case, I think we're going to bring the Achilles. And we are going to try to build up a push in here. And try to pressure him here, at least for this flag. Because it's such an easy, like once you have this lockdown, it's not so easy for your opponent to get back in. The town is tricky, but other, like, in contrast to him, I do have a lot of town to fall back to. Now, it's not good to lose it. At least I have some town to fall back to, and I can still be in the game there. So if you lose this, because here it can also be rough if you lose the town entirely. So, be thinking a little bit there about that. Getting a Vickers up here. But yeah, I think I'm going to go again for the strategy of not really contesting this too much, because I just can't contest it too much. I can to some extent, but not super well.
Taxi ready. We'll deploy at this position.
All right. Now let's look at it. It's ready. Yeah, this is this is the problem if you play against someone who's streaming. It's always good. You have to wait. By the way, I'm actually not sure if I will if I will continue to cast to live stream tournament games for that reason, because I don't want my opponents to wait forever. So I don't want to waste their time. Unless I know that someone specifically doesn't mind, then that's another story, of course. Now the good thing is I have the Wolverines, and I will need them, because otherwise I can't deal with the T-34. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring them backyards, which means that I should be able to spot my opponent before he can spot me, and then I can get a lot more value out of him. Maybe that's not a good spot. Maybe that's also not the best spot. It's at least better. Yeah. Still have a lot of stuff. Okay, I think I'm going to bring the recon plane. Screw it. It's useful to have, so... Okay, now since we're actually pushing here, that means you also need to support Cromwell. We've been thinking of recon, which is good. We're going to probably need other Vickers to support that. I need some infantry to actually push forward and grab the flag. Now, I'm going to take this because I think it's more useful to have it in something that is armored. In the town, so we're just going to try to hold with a little bit of infantry. With Piats. And some Wolverines. That's going to be the strategy here, I guess. And then here we're actually going to try and go in. Having some stewards might also help.
Delighted, sir. Truly delighted.
In here, in case there's pushing more over there. I'm also going to bring a leader steward here.
Officers ready. Okay, let's go.
Actually, no, it should be good. Maybe we should bring another unit up there, actually. Because that's what's going to be a bit tricky to reinforce eventually. I think we're going to be good. Just going to go with it. So, I mean, I do like these kind of games because these are the games where I say from the start that the goal is, I mean, of course you want to win, but you also want to try out new stuff. And try out new strategies. So because I do kind of like the armor type of this, but I can't play the division super well, so I wouldn't play it otherwise. Hi, Grim Guy. There's a lot here, including AA. I guess just a single 20 mils by the looks of it. Oh no, it's an SAKF set 7.2. And there's a lot coming in the center, as kind of expected. Not a lot here. We can actually really pressure him here. Just take everything here, basically. But this is going to be a problem. I need to reinforce it ASAP.
Ready to transport. Get out now.
Watch for Jerry.
You please stay there.
Spotted. Prepare for firing.
He also plans to push heavily here, I guess. I mean, he can make the best use out of his MP24 24 units probably, so it makes a lot of sense.
We're badly hit. Awaiting instructions.
I know what you're gonna do, and I'm gonna stop it in time. We're gonna bring an early section here actually. Might do some work.
Platoon formed and
And now of course I have spent everything on trying to...
get down.
This is gonna be CQC then.
Bring us there.
And then we're gonna have to move here. Better see what we can
Stay
find
on your
here.
guards, gentlemen.
And also try to push forward here to grab that flag.
At your service, sir.
Preston, get down.
Roger. Let's go and watch out.
You would be blind without us.
Which means now we can do the same thing to him.
Taxi ready.
Gonna ground attack this and then clear it out from there.
Germans ahead.
I have to put things there to kind of stop him from doing any shenanigans over there.
Wake up, boys. It's not tea time. We have orders, boys.
Tanks are coming.
Waiting for action. Yes, sir. Roger. Advance and engage.
And try to see if we can bring up some AT. Come over here. Marders are actually coming, okay.
Hawkeye at your service. Oh, glad to get a ride. Stay on your guards, gentlemen.
At your orders, Captain.
Good.
I'm
Then I'm gonna go over there. I get some Shermans in there. Yeah, that was what I was expecting.
Enemy nearby. Protect the gun.
running low on fuel. Second platoon, ready, sir.
It's a long way.
It's alright.
Prairie.
Stay low.
This is a story you will tell your grandchildren.
Tommy's ready for battle.
Everybody out.
This is Arsley stores.
Here we go. Got that sorted out.
Engage on sights. Bring us there, taxi. Taxi ready.
I think we're gonna have to buy one of these now. You can just open up on everything that you can see. I'm just gonna put fire and veil. That's just we also should reinforce this as long as we still can, because at some point we won't be able to do that anymore.
Move and stay alert. We can give some fire support, sir.
We can't take this anymore. Ah, I'm hit. Everybody, check your ammo.
Got to kill that. Love that.
Ah, I'm hit.
Bring us there, taxi. Looking for prey. Be ready to fire on anything that moves.
Section at your orders, sir. Germans ahead. Backwards, backwards.
Alright, alright.
At your service, sir.
Go, gentlemen.
Might want to hide this a little bit.
Germans ahead.
Yeah, destroying that church tower is something I would love to do.
We've got casualties.
Taxi ready. I have a bad feeling.
Second platoon, let's go.
At your orders, Captain.
Sir,
Oh.
yes, sir.
Oh wow! See, this is what shows that he's a good player. Positionings like these,
Ah, I'm hit. On your feet, soldiers.
we end up realizing that all of a sudden it's really hard to deal with that. specific situation there. I think we're just gonna bomb this and we continue hammering the church tower so far. We can also go after this. It will be killed eventually.
Ready, hunt on our way.
I'm out. Over. Waiting for coordinates. Second
Turn off
platoon,
auto combat.
let's
Just
go.
leave it there.
Ready, sir. Move, but watch our flank.
Move you over there to kind of help out over there a little bit. And we go. Continue on.
Tommy's ready for battle.
Dangerously low in recon. I think some recon here won't hurt either. We need some recon in general. And then where could we? I think over here would also not be the worst spot to reinforce.
Backwards.
Ready to brew some tanks, sir?
Uh,
Germans ahead.
I'll put it.
Locked and loaded, sir. Give us a good firing position. Get down. When you think you are too close, going closer.
Forgot about that.
Stay on your
It's actually
guard,
somewhat of a
gentlemen.
problem.
To all units. Enemy sighted.
You would be blind without us. Unspotted. Prepare firing. Red 1 attacking. Yes, sir.
Reverse, but keep facing the enemy.
I'm hit. I got a hit.
All right.
Back home.
Red 6 mounted up. Go back.
That's all my AT over there.
I'm hit. Section at your orders, sir. Platoon formed and ready.
Bring another one in. Well, we still can.
Sir, yes, sir.
Go back.
Oh, I thought I would be safe here. I'm not.
Section at your orders, sir.
No. Oh my god.
Stay on your guards, gentlemen.
And now it's too late.
Gonna hang
Just
out
gonna
the
put him back
washing
there.
on the Siegfried line.
So annoying.
Locked and loaded, sir.
That was to be expected. Now, the important thing is he should not be able to push through there.
Another one bites the dust.
Gonna bring a leader next to our AA because
At your
yeah.
service, sir. Full reverse. Now. Fix bayonets. Germans ahead. Wake up, boys. It's not tea time. Open fire. Beware of Germans. Full reverse. Now. Second platoon. Ready, sir.
Come on.
Fire and maneuver.
I can't you see it? But there it is.
Choose your targets. Wake up, boys. It's not tea time. Retreat! Ah, I'm hit. We can give some fire support, sir. We can't take this anymore. Everybody, check your ammo.
Okay, we're gonna need some AA in here as well.
Ready, sir.
Preston, get down. We've got them. Section at
Should
your
be able
orders,
to
sir.
deal with that. At least. Oh shit.
Some extra firepower?
No, I wanted to do this. Yeah, okay, that was my own bad. Was my fault. Entirely.
Jerry's dead. Medic.
What are your orders, sir?
Okay, control.
On the mark.
Yes, sir. We have orders, boys. Ready, Captain.
Come on.
I go over there.
Understood. Over.
Did his AA die? Because my Typhoon is not getting shot at.
Medic.
It's still there, I think.
How bad
Yeah, I'm
is
not
the
gonna...
attack over there?
Don't want to go that deep. It's too risky.
Anti-air guns ready.
We're short on ammo.
I need to retreat that one.
Thanks, sir.
There we go.
Sky is hostile up
Good
here.
thing is now we got all our...
Okay, control.
Yeah, CDA is still there.
My engine is on fire.
I hear you loud and clear.
Get ready to engage. Tommy's ready for battle.
We can also get a Vickers up here to kind of help out with that a little bit. So T-34, is that a regular tank? I don't know what it is, T-34.
Be ready to fire on anything that
Alright.
moves. Go back.
Might be able to get away through this side. Yeah, we are. Okay. Just pull back, pull back, pull back, pull back. And find a solution for this problem eventually.
I spot movements. Prepare to engage.
Just gonna commit to that. I need that rifle speed up there. I actually don't need them. These are P.S. too.
Get ready to engage. Second platoon ready, sir. Tommy's ready for battle.
I think it's about time we get one of these up there. Actually, it will have to wait because the machine gun is there. Gonna put that down here. Gonna take another go with the Saxon.
It's a long way to Tipperary. Need a ride?
Ah, I'm hit. Germans ahead.
Engage on sights.
Tommy's ready for battle. Backwards, backwards.
Ready to
We could get one of these in and then we have at least 50 cal after support from outside of the woods.
Jerry's dead.
Let's go and look for Jerry. We can give some fire support, sir.
Hmm. Yeah, this is something that I have been saying for ever since I actually tried it the first time. These assault engineers, they're just not good. For I feel not. Yeah, they're hybridy, which is a strength. Don't get me wrong.
Fire at will.
I don't actually need to do that.
Ready to fire on anything that moves.
Jerry's
But it's
dead.
not like being hybrid is not good enough. Oh no. That is actually, can I? Never tried that. You can. In which case it is 100% worth it.
Move and watch your flanks.
See, I just don't really know how to properly use the tanks in this kind of setup.
Ah, I'm hit.
Ready to transport.
Stay on your guards, gentlemen. Jerry's dead.
Tank destroyer ready.
I have these, but I don't really want to use them because it's... Oh no, off map.
Enemy planes.
Disgusting.
Retreat.
Disgusting.
Ready for trophy hunting. Hostile. Radio check. Red 1-6. Over. Fire. Smash them.
We can't take this anymore. We have orders, boys. Medic!
Yes, sir. Reverse, but keep facing the enemy.
Maybe I'm gonna get out. I won't. It's gonna kill it. Yeah.
I'm hit.
These I can still commit. More Wolverines, we need them. There we go. This is why Wolverines are so good.
Wake up, boys. It's not
This is just a
tea
matter of being at the wrong range.
Good job, gunner.
time. Enemy engaged.
Oh no, he's baiting, he's baiting.
I've a great view
I
from
think
here. How bad is enemy AA over
I
there?
don't need this. I don't need this.
Sir, be ready to fire on anything that moves. Fire. Smash them.
If I move this just a bit further forward. Oh, never mind.
Artillery at your orders.
Ah, I'm hit. I've got him.
We're gonna have to dig in here a bit. Gonna have to bring an AT gun in here, and this I think is gonna have to move out of the way, back to here, and then we have to think of a way
Ah, I'm hit.
of getting back in there.
Go on, control.
Might be able to see what's going on here. Just something. Oh no, actually we should be free to see what's going on here now since the AA died.
Go on, control. Damn, that was close. What are the
All
odds?
right. Other things worth killing.
I'm in
These.
control.
Not even joking.
Clear. Roger, advance and engage.
And then we might be able to get back in here. This.
Awaiting instruction.
When you think you are too
Armada we can bomb.
going closer.
Might be able to do some collateral, you know.
I got a hit.
Delighted, sir.
And then we have Sherman's doing Sherman stuff here.
Good job, gunner.
Sir, yes, sir.
Move and stay alert.
Oh, we have one or more of these. I should actually have gone for that one. Didn't realize it was there.
Good job, gunner. Ready, sir. Let's go and watch out.
Medic. Yes, sir.
On the road again.
Might be able to get something going over there.
Medic. I have nothing else planned for this afternoon.
This we can shift over here.
Faster on the road.
Oh shit. See, this is what I get for not having enough.
Preston, get down.
Ready to bruise some tank.
Oh, damn it.
On the mark.
Of course, sir.
Just gonna commit to that now.
Roger.
Jerry's dead. Preston, get down.
Nah, it's not good.
Waiting for orders.
I think this one was a little bit too far back. It's just so it has so many cheap, cost efficient unit, which really makes it rough. I think we're gonna be able to push across here now,
Ready, sir.
which is good, which is really good. And also to hit this on the ground.
Low on fuel.
Ah, I'm hit.
Turret rotation is a problem, but it's still a very good unit. And it's also a much needed unit because, as you all know, the Western Allies famously do struggle a little bit with that kind of, with efficient units. And this is one.
Called for a cab.
Beware of Germans.
No! Holy shit, it's just getting absolutely shredded.
Everybody, check your ammo. Retreat.
Yeah, see, this problem is just bad at every range. There's nothing that they can do.
We're battling.
There's nothing they can do at all.
Everybody, check your ammo.
So bad.
Let's go, guys. Target down. We have men down.
Move and stay alert.
Give
Can you
us a
please
good
start
fire
shooting?
position.
Ready to fire. One more hit and we're done.
Tommy's ready for battle.
I don't even know how to stop all of that.
Battling hit.
Section at your orders, sir.
On the road again.
Yes, sir. We
Problem is they're getting stuck on so much infantry and I can't really control what they're fighting.
Check your ammo. Full reverse. Now.
At this point I'm just reverting to spamming, which is not a good thing to happen.
Move and watch your flanks. Taxi ready.
Oh, I thought I killed that, but apparently I didn't. Oops.
Easy, boys. Jerry's close. Jerry's dead.
Tank destroyer ready.
I need to try to go after this. This is really killing me at the moment.
Beware of Germans.
The martyr there is also a problem.
Waiting for coordinates. Copy that. Medic!
Assault formation on me.
You would be blind without us. Just get me out of here. I'm out. Over. I'm listening. Easy, boys. Jerry's close. Wake up, boys. It's not tea time. Waiting for an
Yeah, I think this is pretty much over.
Let's hope Jerry won't catch us in the open.
I kind of need one of the stewards to deal with some of the light armor, but he just kills everything so efficiently I can't really keep up with it.
Red 1 attacking. Royal Air Force rules the sky.
Now we have a KB coming in there. That's going to be a bit of a problem.
New order, Skipper.
17 pounder also didn't do as much as I hoped it would.
Red 1 attacking. Recon unit at your orders. Let's get out of here. They spotted us. I'm out. Over. I got a hit.
Delighted, sir. Truly delighted.
Yeah, I mean, my compound arm just sucks. Look at his.
Germans ahead.
I need these guys, which is not a good thing either. But yeah, it's, I don't know. I mean, this is not a division problem. This is more me being bad problem.
We have orders, boys.
So, for
Gun ready.
before you complain about me complaining, it's, I'm aware that this is not a division problem. But some of the tools don't make it easy either. This much
Ready, hunt on our way.
I'm willing to say. Yeah. I don't really know how to do that. Right here.
Enemy spotted. Stay on your guard.
Ski Jäger are not really hybrid. I can't show you because of that. This on the other hand is an issue. It's microing it too. Thing is, we can just get too close. Oh, it didn't work. If you get close enough, they can't throw it. So you just get very close.
Soldiers.
The problem is, yeah, I forgot about that.
Formed and ready. We can't take this anymore.
Yeah, these guys do not have the firepower to do that. So that's another issue right there. You can kind of do that if you have firepower. Submachine guns and whatnot. I forgot. Should have remembered that. You can't really do it that way, so... I think it's time to throw this one in, because I mean, yeah, it's definitely time to throw that one in. Yeah, I forgot that they have those. I mean, the CQC, yeah, he clearly outtraded me. That's pretty noticeable. And the Wolverine, look at that thing go. Super well. On his side, yeah, these things. The problem is, they're just much better than what I have. They're much more cost efficient too. Yeah, these are absolute beasts. These are great counters against Western allies, by the way. I also just always had the wrong tool at the wrong moment. Like, I had all the armor, but I couldn't stop. I just couldn't deal with all the things well. Like, when I sent in stewards, I was already too late. Kind of should have taken the time to build up another backline somewhere, and instead of trying to. Well, simple reason for that, Froblo. You could have just like went around them in the town, and they couldn't do anything against your infantry. Like it was not a good idea. Yeah, right. This is very much true. Soviet equipment is a great counter for Western allies these days. No, I didn't want to put them out there for upload. They weren't good in this matchup. I don't think they were. Like you have so much cheap infantry that you can spam around everywhere. Well, I wanted to put one. I wanted to put one on my left flank, like where he actually pushed in that little forest patch. But instead of moving it where I wanted it to wait till it was safe to move it there, it was I unloaded it. Unfortunately, I misclicked, so never arrived there. And this one is actually good to help in the town, but it never made it. I really wanted to, but I never made it. It's really sad. But yeah, and other than that, I just don't like them. Yeah, I know, but it was actually really bad. I invested into that. I actually bought it to deal with the T-34-85, and then I couldn't spot it, and I thought it was dead, and just sent it after you Stux, the AT plane. And then I found out the T-3045 was still there and killing all my armor. So that was... No, Neosho, it really isn't. I mean, to an extent, I agree, but also not. The infantry is also not really good. And exactly for Froblosax. The tank work well against Western allies. I think this is an important part here too. This is not necessarily true against other divisions and other factions. And even against Western allies, you at least the T-3045 you can kind of counter with your Wolverines. The cheapness of the T-34 is a problem though, like the regular ones. But yeah, flamer are much needed. But your infantry is also really just not like it's. You can kind of compare the infantry a little bit to Gebirgs, but the Gebirgs just works way better with the infantry that it has. My opinion. Yeah, this is very much true, Froblord. What Froblord says is all good, very good points. But GG's, well played, Froblord. Yeah. What are we gonna do? I think we're gonna do another one, and then I'll probably call it a day. It depends a little bit. I mean, we're not actually going for as long as I expected. They were all relatively short games so far, so maybe we might even go and play two. All right, let's. I think it has been debated, Ra. I'm to be honest, I'm not really sure if it's a good or a bad thing. But yeah, Gonzo has been talking about it. If it should be a thing, maybe it's more specific than that. I don't actually know. But yeah, I feel like the problem is. So the problem if you do that is you're gonna make a lot of basically all German divisions a lot stronger, and I see it as problematic to be honest. The problem is that the Germans don't really have efficient tools to deal with Soviets or allies in the ranges that we fight very often. So yeah, that's it basically. And if you just puff the Panzer IV all across the board, you have a massive problem then. Because it still performs insanely good at range, right? Like it can still outrange a lot of armor. This is still a very useful thing to have. So you are, yeah, 60-point Panzer, yeah, yeah, exactly. This is insane. So I personally don't like it. That if they do that, I really don't like it. I think it's a terrible idea. Because of that. The problem is with it, if you don't do it, the Axis are not in a good spot at the moment. But I think the other problem is if you do it, I think the Western allies are getting into. They're still very strong, but I think they're slowly getting into a rough spot because a lot of Soviet divisions are hard countering them these days. Now, if you make the German tanks so cheap that can actually really compete with the Western allies as well, then you take down like away their advantage that they still have, and I'm not really sure what they will do then. Because then you have a few divisions that are really peak. I think for the US, for example, will always be strong. 101st will always be strong to counter armored divisions, but I think it just take a lot away then from the Western allies, my opinion, at least. But I mean, this is one of the problems if everything continuously gets cheaper. All right, B tier, next division. We're gonna get playing. I don't think you want to hear me rambling all day. So we've played, let's see. We've done CAL, we've done Guards Armored, even though that was not the plan. Have we done something else? I think not. That was the third game, right, today? French time. I was considering that. So I think it's either going to be 50 Birks or Blinde. Both I really like. Blinde I haven't played in quite a while and is very armor heavy, which we've just done with this one, and I'm not and I I'm not really good at armor matches. You just saw it. You just saw it. I mean, that besides the point that Frontload is better than me, I'm really not good with armor heavy divisions. I'm more of an infantry guy. The Blinde Smoke Plane is 100% a meme unit. It doesn't have a lot of like good as in a really good curb, I don't think, but it is it has good options that work with the division. I agree on that. I've actually played it quite a bit a while ago, but I was never really good with it. All right, so divs that I would be interested in playing would be either this Gebirgs, I think, are the favorites. Going back to 750 at some point would also be cool. Oh yeah, same. 25th. I don't see why people say it's good. I'm gonna be very honest here. I know a lot of people generally agree on that, like the placement where it is at the moment. I just don't like it. Like, you have cheap inf, okay. You have, both these units are good, but you just have these, and then nothing to help them, and then you have these guys. In B phase, you can combine them, at least, but just a Srini in A phase. and these are good. These are good. These are not so good. These I actually like cheap grenade throwers for once. These are just not good. The Heggies they really just suck. This is nice, but it only comes in C phase. I don't know. I don't like it. Probably have to take these in A phase, I guess. These only come in B as well. Yeah, I don't know. I have seen player performing well with it. So I'm not saying it's a bad division, but for me personally, it's bad. I can't play it. I just don't see how it's gonna work. When Haggies are going to be 20 points, that's actually going to be pretty good. Yeah, the lowest 25 Gs are good, but that's the only thing there. Yeah, sure. But yeah, I mean, Haggis 20 points, I think, is pretty reasonable. The only thing that I don't like about it is the fact that this division right here is going to get cheap spammable infantry on top of the good infantry. So this is what I don't like about the Heggy buff. Otherwise, 20 points. I mean, like, some divisions really need it. I mean, I think Turtleneck has it, right? No, never mind. What division? Some other divisions have it. It's not just 25th. But anyway, I mean, 25th can really use it, I think. Castle is great. I think they're overpriced for Upload. I really do think. But yeah, I think we're gonna do Blinde. And then maybe if I have time for another one, we'll probably do Gebirgs. This one, for some reason, this is, why do I even have this is an old deck? Have I deleted my Maverick deck accidentally when I cleaned up and not built? No, it is, because this can go, like, this is not a balanced division. This is an old deck. There we go. All right, French time. What do we have here? Is this even a good build? Let's double check real quick. So first of all, we have to build the shirt in A phase. It's good. Do we have here Sapper in A phase as well? These guys in B phase and the volontaire. And the Neuve in A phase. Doesn't look too bad. We could take them in the regular half track. These go in 50 cal, that makes sense. These things are so sad. These are so sad. Like, they're just a downgrade on the excellent, like on the American ones. And I've had this discussion with Koenig in the comment section of a video. Like, for 20 points with a bazooka, basically just a glorified bazooka unit, and that's not bad. But these guys, unfortunately, are not that good. I'm considering just taking these guys and having more CKC. Yeah, this has been my thought too, Neosho. Just take the Pioneers instead. Because there's probably no reason in taking. Can I take them also with the 50 cal? I can. I think I'm gonna do. Okay, we have to think about that. We have to think about that. No curb. I'm gonna vet them. I do think it's worth vetting them. So we're gonna take these as an expensive unit in the 50 cal, and we're gonna take these in the fast transports because we can. I think that's actually the way to go. But I shouldn't bring them in the 50 cal. I also don't really want to bring these guys in the 50 cal, but I do want a 50 cals. Yeah, this is the plan, Ra. This is the plan. I still think we're probably going to bring them like this. And these we can bring in the 30 cals. That would probably be not bad. That would probably be not bad. Already done, curb. Already done. Oh, I didn't want to. Why did I do that? You would card on better? No. No. Just to fill the line, I don't think it's worth it, to be honest. I mean, you could, if you want to take them, you want to take them with the 50 cal anyway. And then you can do it, but I think it's not worth the price. That's just not worth. No, I'm not going to take the Nova in 50 cals curb, because then I have 35 point line infantry. I don't want to spend 35 points whenever I want a line infantry. That's just not worth it. That's really just not worth it. You don't need all the 50 cal half tracks you can get. You just need some. And I think with the supper, I think that's reasonable. And then, all right, so infantry champ we figured out 68 is a good number. Support tab. See, this is one of the things that I'm considering not taking the commander, and then we get these guys because they are coming in. We'll just take them in these then. Oh, we only get 2 then. Hold on. Let me make room. I think there should be more of these. See, yeah, we don't need the recon in there. Also, we should vet the recon. Take the recon in regular cheap is faster. We can also take it in a scout car. That's affordable. We're going to do that. Because then we have some super fast machine guns. For cheap as well. And then we have these guys. I would disagree, Grim Guy. I think the Guards Armored is a very good Commonwealth diff for certain matchups. It's very specific in terms of matchup. It is really more of a town fight kind of division. Yeah, 15 is worse, exactly. It's really more of a town fight kind of division for certain matchups, in my opinion. But yeah, I think that's a good idea. Actually, always forget about this, but this thing is better. They have the same road speed, but it has a better speed off-road. So why not just take this? Oh, this is the one with the heat, which is why I take it. B phase is a bit late. Still cool. Oh, and DM8 is probably NC is not bad. 8 Indian is also very low, but NC is definitely. NC has the only problem that it has low transports. Other than that, I think it would be fine, and not that many Piats. That's another issue. MA 200. Well, that's one way to do it, Grim Guy. I personally am going more towards more veterancy, because I think that it's actually worth trying to get the best out of your unit that you can, especially in the Maverick deck. So I know that they're better in swarms, but you can still swarm them. This is basically something that I'm trying to adopt from Koenig, because he's using them with veterancy a lot and with quite some success. So I'm trying to learn that too. Don't expect it to perform well this game. I just want to point that out. But I do try to learn that too. This is okay. Could also take, no, we can't take him to full GP anymore. Big sad. All right, so recon tab, I think the spy is something that we should take. We could also not take these guys and take more M8s. I think this should do the trick. Then we have stewards. We have recon Shermans in B phase. That's good. Infantry, we've talked about it. Tank tab. I think having one of these is good because then it can kind of affect the front line a little bit. Do we need those? Maybe we take these and then we can get some leadership onto our units. We've talked about this, Roy. I'm not a fan of taking the Voltigeur. These guys? Yeah, you can. That would also be a valid option. But then in B phase, you just have these guys. Oh no, volunteers actually can come in B phase. You could do it, I guess, but then you can't bring them in 50 cals. That would actually be an option, yeah. That might be an option. But I think it actually works this way, so I'm going to leave it as it is for now. I think for now it's okay. We're going to give it a try, but I could definitely... It's not the worst suggestion if you adjust this. Because you don't want to have these guys. The problem is then you need to take them in C phase, which it doesn't solve your infantry problem. It's just gonna shift it to C phase. Yeah, I'm not really. I don't really like that Ra. It's objectively is probably the best call. So if you're gonna go through it, the probably ideal way you build this would be these guys in A phase. I will not take them with the 50 cal. Then these guys in B phase, the Nueve in the 50 cal. So then you actually have it affordable suburb because you want to have the grenade and the bazooka. I would not put them in 50 cal then because it's your only CQC. You could also take these guys, but I think having the bazookas is good. You don't necessarily need to because you have bazookas in the other tab, but then in B phase, you just take these guys. You could take them in the 50 cal, I guess. It's again problematic because it's your CQC infantry, but maybe we still want to do it. I just leave it at that. I think it is not. If you can work with so few infantry, which I can't, this is probably the way to go, I would say. But I can't really do that. So yeah, this is why I'm not going to do it that way. I just want to have more infantry. I don't feel comfortable with having this little infantry. All right, reset. I want to show. Because still, the volunteer can. Not sorry. The Nueve can only come in A phase, right? Because otherwise, I could still see myself take them in B phase with the 50 cal. You only get 9. That's not enough. Yeah, no. In A phase is the way to go then. Take these guys in B phase. Also not with the 50 cal, and we have these guys in A phase with the transport. Can you hold on? Have a regular? No regular chiefs. Okay, I think this is I think this is what's going to stay like for the moment. We have stewards. We have some more stewards here, so that's going to do the trick. Shermans and the 76s. These are really good because these are the 100mm ones. So maybe I think we're gonna double that. It's well worth it. All right, here we have machine guns, ammo, 2K, which probably should be in A phase, but it's okay. These guys, we don't want to add more veteran seats. Availability is too low then. Mortar, this thing. We should. The best play will probably take in an A phase, and then you have an infantry leader when you need to go into forest. No curb. I disagree. It's a bad thing because when you need your CQC, you can't afford it. In half track, I do agree, but you can bring them in those. And then you have 0 cost added to it, but you also have the safety of it. I agree generally that I do agree 100% that bringing in these half tracks or 30 cal is also okay because of the price much cheaper. Bringing CQC in these kind of guys is very useful because they don't get killed as easily. I think this is very much worth it. All right, AT tab I think is good as it is. I mean, look, if it works for you, that's absolutely fine. But I personally feel like having your CQC being super expensive is not a good thing. 60 mil is quite useful, but I'm not sure if I'm actually going to use it with those two. And then the air tab, I think we're going to leave it at that. I like to have the fighter there. This one I think is pretty good as well. Well, okay, look, Curb. It's not about an individual unit, but if this is your only CQC, then it is super expensive, and that's a problem. If I have two CQC in it, that's an entirely different story because my CQC is affordable. Same for line infantry unit, for example. If I had two line infantry unit in A phase, I will put one in the 50 cal half track and one not. So that I have one that I can afford if I really need it desperately, and I have one that comes in the 50 cal half track. I think it's always a question of what is cost efficient in a certain scenario and what needs to be affordable. And having to pay 50 points, I'm doing it here in A phase, and in B phase, I'm just going to go for the risk. But generally speaking, I think it's better to distribute it over two different units. Not saying that you shouldn't do it. I'm just saying that if this is your only unit, you probably shouldn't, because it gets too expensive. That's how I usually handle it. All right, we have 2 more points. We could spend them. Yeah, I guess we can just take the artillery leader or the 60 mils, but I'm not really sure if I would use them. This would also be a solid choice, actually. You probably should take it because you're going to be fighting in towns with this a lot anyway. And off maps are good there. I just don't like off maps. More AA. It has plenty of CQC, yes, but Curb, the way you have to look at it is at any given time, can you buy it? If I have free card of CQC infantry in A phase and no line infantry because I rely solely on CQC infantry, that doesn't mean that I can put my B phase CQC infantry in a half track because I have plenty of CQC infantry, because I can't afford it. Maybe. I've already spent all on the other one. It really depends on how you build your deck, is my point. I'm not saying that it is a bad thing per se. I'm just saying that if this is your only CQC infantry, it's not necessarily a good call. The other issue that we have with this is, and this is one another reason why I don't like it on the CQC infantry, the CQC doesn't need the 50 cal for support. Right. So you have your 50 cal sticking with a unit that doesn't need it. I much prefer to have it usually on line infantry so that when I need my line infantry, I cannot directly support it with the unit. Double vet, yeah. A second vet, and I'm actually more thinking of double vetting, but I think we're gonna stay with the artillery leader in A phase. And we have an infantry leader where we really need it. We're gonna stick with it. But I mean, at the end of the day, to each their own. If this is the way you prefer it, Kirby, it's 100% fine to do that, right? That's just how I see it, and I wouldn't do it that way. Simple as that. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do it. You are free to do that if this works out for you. For me personally, it doesn't work out, so don't do it. Except for here, because I want to give it a try now. Yeah, but the way I agree, Grim Guy. I agree, but I feel like if you're playing an aggressive income, it is worth it basically, because there's I think there's two things from this. First of all, you're preventing yourself from over investing into artillery, which is a good thing. And second, once again, in my opinion, if you play aggressive incomes, you want to have the best value out of your tools. So if you buy yourself artillery, but when it actually improves the artillery piece. Should say that. So, I mean, some RT pieces 100% is not worth vetting, but the priest is going to get a little bit more rate of fire and everything. So I think the priest is one of those that you can double vet. But I mean, for balanced, I honestly don't up vet a lot of artillery. Not for the queue at least, because you often have the RT grind. For what's it called? For tournaments, 100%. Because I mean, for tournaments you don't buy that much artillery anyway. So we're gonna go once again back to, if I buy something, it should perform as good as I can. Can do 2 single vets and just set them. Yeah, that could be a good idea. That could work. We're gonna try one anti-RT leader now, because to be honest, I think the RT leader is objectively the better choice here. But I tend to not really use it, so it is, for me personally, probably not a good choice. Because I mean, what worth has a tool if you don't use it, right? So yeah, you can also do that, Grim. I mean, like, so one thing that I've learned, and this is why I've removed RT. Like every deck that I played, I think I removed the RT leader by now. Like if you have something in your deck that you never use, and you know, even if you know that it should be there because it might be useful, but you never use it, you either train yourself to use it, or you just put it out because it's not worth having it in there if you don't make use of it, right? And I'm sure if I don't think he is, but I think if Koenig was ever gonna check out the stream, he's probably gonna be absolutely shocked by my build of Blinde. But that's okay. We play to learn and we adjust, right? I actually forgot to do that with the Guards Armored deck, but I don't really know what I would change there, to be honest. I think the deck itself was not bad. I think the problem was just me playing it wrong. Because it is not an infantry division. This is also not an infantry division. So I think we're gonna end today after this game with an infantry division, because these are what I'm more familiar with. I'm one of those people who really loved the infantry meta. If it wasn't for Commando and SSB being broken, I'm having a much harder time to play in the current meta, which is more heavy on armor again. But unfortunately, these times are gone, and I don't think they're gonna come back. But I mean, to be fair, it like I think the current meta is really good for balancing, because it makes a lot more divisions playable compared to when you look back to Man of Steel. So I don't know what's your opinion, guys? You all of you in the chat. What do you prefer, the current meta, or did you prefer the Man of Steel meta? If we ignore SSB being broken, because that one was a huge problem. You still lose with SSB. I mean, it happens. It happens. I also remember, I think when I first tried it, I didn't think it was good because you can't deal with armor, right? To some extent. And but yeah, and when I first played it, like no one, like a lot of people didn't know exactly how to exploit it and whatnot, and no one, we didn't really know how broken it was. So I tried and felt like, yeah, it's gonna be a problem with dealing with armor. I ended up against a tank division, I think, on Tali or something like that, and absolutely destroyed the guy because I was just getting all the infantry fights easy wins. And then you just bring in your Hellcats to kill tanks. So. Oh, I mean, yeah, this is true, Rob. This is the latest change. I'm more thinking of the general meta change of how important infantry is versus how it used to be. But I do agree that all the half tracks are definitely worth bringing now for 10 or 15, 5 or 10 points. Neosha says, I feel like they could make just a tiny bit stronger, like between where it is now. Yeah, see, this is a very good. This is I 100% agree with this. I think this would be great if if I had one change I really want, I think it would be this. Especially because the armor is so cheap now. Right, ever since they made armor cheaper, this, in my opinion, has become a bit of a problem. Because it's just increasingly difficult to have your infantry do well if you have now super cheap light armor. Again, Axis and Allies, I would not agree. At least not. I mean, I myself have now very much a tournament perspective, right? So, but at least in there, I do not think it's super balanced at the moment. Allies are just way too strong. But it depends on the type of maps. And the problem is with tournaments, you end up often on maps where the allies are stronger. So this might be a little bit of a, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, this is sometimes is the problem, Platypus. I mean, this is a general issue in my opinion with the fact that everything has been getting cheaper for quite a while, because it just forces you to constantly make other things cheaper as well. There's just no end to it. I really don't like it, but it is a problem. Yes, that some light TT guns are too expensive to deal with what they are supposed to kill efficient now, because they just the same to mortars, some of the light vehicles actually, as well, and artillery and infantry and whatnot. So yeah, Valentines are insane. I think they should be 45 points again. I mean, they're still going to be super good at 45 points. I think people have just been sleeping on them, and now that they're 35 points, people have kind of discovered that this thing is actually pretty good. Because I myself I've also been sleeping on it, I have to admit. And now everyone has realized just how good it is. So this is not a good map for me, I feel like, at least not with this matchup. He has 2k. And it's D3045s, which easily counter my Shermans. Not the Sherman 76, but my Shermans. Like, you know, yeah, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, it's just I don't think it's a good thing at the moment. Oh, okay, it's one of these guys. Okay, so I better deploy fast then. Ooh, gonna speed run this. No, thanks for the warning though. It's very much appreciated. Which one is faster? We're gonna do a test. I like to do these sometimes when I encounter that situation. I know it's not exactly the same way. We can watch which one arrives here first, and then we know. Because like these little tricks are good to know. So I like, and I realized that there's a chance of giving this a try, like trying to find out. I would like to do so. Do we even gonna try to get in there? Maybe we do. But maybe from here, which is better? I don't know. I think from here is a better way of doing it. I'm gonna send one of these in there as well. So I guess for the opener, we're gonna do the hit and run stretch, just hit some areas and then try to make ground somewhere else. But I think this is where we ultimately wanna push. The problem is if it starts pushing hard here, I can kind of hold this, but not against 2k HE, so that's going to be a bit of a problem. He also has fast transports. Mine are not that much faster. Well, the T-34-85 is going to suck against the Sherman 76 and the M10. That's going to absolutely shred my regular Shermans, and I'm very much worried about that. I think I can get up to here probably relatively safely, but we're going to invest heavily onto the hill, because once we have this, we can try to get this flag as well. I think taking the hill is the objective here. This map is very much just decided over there. If you win the hill, you have a good chance of winning the game. If you lose the hill, you have a very good chance of losing the game. I don't even think we... Maybe a 50 cal unit. I don't think we need more than that here, though. Do you even need anything there? I don't know. We should have something over there. Forgot about these. Forgot about these. And in here, the supper are going to be super useful, as well as the 50 cal. So We're gonna send some pioneers and flamers. I want to have these guys doing the actual fighting right here. I want to have the supper in here together with the 50 cal to just hold. I think that's probably a good strategy. Like right here. And then the 50 cal can chill in here. Oh, also forgot. Recon. And I'm just going to put this over here. Can do some annoyance over there. All right. We got that done. Then should probably get some Nova as well over here. Get these guys. Does he have AT planes? Does anyone know? Because I don't. I think it might be a good idea to put down an AT gun like in here. Doesn't need to be super aggressive. And we actually might want to put one of these down as well. Don't really want to lose that. I think then we're good over there. Okay, good. Thank you very much. We're gonna bring. I think we're gonna bring both M10s right away. No, I want to hold one back. Yeah. Okay. Whoever said he will just start without saying anything is right. 10 points for Gryffindor. Oh, also forgot. Want to have them over here. So we have recon here. We have recon here. Think. I'm gonna send this up here as well, and then we might be able to just. I don't really want to. Oh, what we should also do maybe, because he can definitely rush that, is go in here, then bring machine gun over there. Yeah, I want to bring M8s there too. We're gonna bring a recon one and a non-recon one. I think we're just gonna rush them over here immediately. And maybe another Nueve gonna help here a little bit. It's not the worst idea, I think. That's possible. I don't actually know. That's very much possible. I think it would also be worth to put, but now it's maybe, because putting down a machine gun here is also not the worst idea. I'm doing something risky. I'm not actually putting anything there. We're gonna put instead. No, this is. Hold on. This is what I wanted to put over there. Yeah, because then we can kind of prevent infantry from just walking across here. Right. Usually, when people start the timer, I actually let it tick down. I'm that kind of guy, just to show my dissatisfaction with it. But I feel like I don't want to let you guys waiting, so I'm not going to do that. But I usually don't mind. I had one guy actually being pretty pissed about it and asking me if we can start now, and I was just like, no, need more time to set up. I didn't need more time to set up, but it's just, I don't know, just kind of feel like you need to put those kind of people in their place a little bit. If you rush a timer when I'm ready, I'll just let you wait. As he has, oh, does he have? Does it have bombs? It has. It's these guys. But good thing is, oh. I was going to say, a good thing is I have 50 cals. I can actually stop them. I'm going to bring that over there. Right. Oh, well, whew. Lucky for me, they were all suppressed. I just rushed that. Okay. All right, we get this under control. So this is his tactic, just spam. I mean, it's a tactic I see a lot of good players actually do because it is so hard to counter properly. I still think it's a pretty lame tactic, but you can definitely push everything together. It can kind of work. P2 going for a bombing run here. These guys don't wanna. Yeah, so now I got the hill, and we're gonna have to, I think, divert him over here. I'm gonna bring an AT gun in here. I'm gonna bring some supper over there. I'm just gonna start pounding that. Maybe be too extreme, but why not? Right, let's see what we have here. I'm gonna get some side shots over there. Now we get a flanking position here. Get a side shot in here. We get a side shot in here, I said. And we're also gonna get an AT gun in here. I think some supper in here just to hold it. Back to 12-12. I actually need this. All right, we got that. We're gonna try to rush that now. Oh, hill pressure. Hill pressure. Why are you a thing? Just why? I know actually what we can do. So this is gonna put some pressure on him. Is all that I want. I want him to be pressured. And then it can go back. Now we can maybe re-engage. Actually put that in there. Oh, never mind. I'm not gonna do that. We're just gonna do this then. I'm gonna put this right in here. Just an in your face kind of thing. Reload, reload, reload. Now I can start pushing back in. I think it's time to actually get an AT gun up here. You know what we can do here? Also, I have some more recon. No, not what I wanted. This. That's probably not the way to go, but it's okay. No. Please go over there. Oh, nice. It's actually doing some work. Love that. Oh, okay. Something was over there. We need some more. Actually, I have these guys as well. And these. I also should get some recon in here. I think it's well worth it. Tell me, what do you see here? Actually, there's just no point in having this over there, so I think we can just retreat it. Might be able to bomb the CS3 and then make a push in here. Hold on. There we go. Let's get use of that. Oh, crap. I hate that they're taking these roads by default. I think I've probably already lost a few units because of that. I'm going to put that in there. I think it's time that we start getting... Oh, no. I don't mind him buying this to deal with it. All right. This is going the right way. We're going to put a leader next to it. Yeah, we have way too much CQC over here. I'm sorry, I'm not really concentrating on chat super well. Oh, yeah, sorry. Whenever I go to the display and not the game, it shuts off the audio. Sorry. Way too long. You could probably take the left hand. Yeah, I could have. Now it's too late. At least I think it's too late. Might be wrong. But, alright. This is where the fun begins. Actually, we're already having fun. It is challenging, but we have, or at least I am. So, you know, there's the challenging games that are just challenging. There's challenging games that are kind of fun and... Oh, he's very desperate now. Oh, he killed it. Okay. Well, that's a shame. He's also been heavily investing into armor. I mean, we should remember that at the end of the day, he's not playing an armor division. Sorry, I'm not really concentrating on what I'm saying, but we should remember that he's not playing, he's not playing Maverick, so he can't really have that much on the ground, invest that much in the air. So now it's just completely reinvesting. Did it die? Yeah, my A died. Okay, that's a problem. Now he has an ISU 152 there. Okay. Let's see, this is the problem with this. I might be able to... Oh, there's actually line of sight that I could have taken. Losing my EA is not a good thing, but now I can bring it in, basically. There we go, first pen. This thing is still aiming.
Droit dans le mille. Oui, mon commandant.
Tout le monde en voiture.
We're gonna take him, and then you can... Next up... Ah, yeah, you're not gonna win that.
Embusqué ici.
Emmène-nous là-bas. Encore un comme ça, on y passe.
Another one.
Paré.
First stock, love that.
Paris nous attend. On se déploiera sur place.
Find a way for that.
Par ici. Je vous écoute, contrôle.
Now we can consider what we do then about that.
Le transport est prêt.
Faites sans vue. Tenez-vous prêts.
Bon rapport. Marche arrière. Maintenant. On est touché. Je vous écoute. Tout le monde dehors.
Tirez d'abord. Réfléchissez ensuite.
On est touché.
Oui. Bien compris.
Aigle 1, j'attends vos instructions.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, this is the 37mm section, not that good. My A is doing the trick though.
Restez sur vos gardes, les gars.
À toutes les sections, ennemis repérés.
On a des blessés ici. Section, suivez-moi.
Ok, contrôle. Oui, vous dites?
Ah, je suis touché. Ah, on les a bien eus.
I'm gonna get 2 more of those because it's cheap.
Fermez-la, écoutez le capitaine. Ramassez votre pactage, on y va. Restez sur
I
vos
mean, we
gardes,
can
les
also
gars.
just kill it at this range with the M8s, I guess. Yeah, playing with our audio would be absolutely pain. That's for sure. We can get moving again now.
Ennemis repérés.
We should also. We can bring some more of these guys in. We can put these guys into more aggressive positions. UAV more.
Infanterie, prête au combat. On bouge.
Put them into more defensive positions over there. Oh, this thing's still there. Good about that.
Aigle 1, je vous reçois.
You know, I can also just deal with it like that.
Besoin d'un tir de suppression?
50 cal is just out of range, but he also can't re-grab the flags. That's good. 59 is all I need. So... No, I don't really want to challenge it that way.
On attend les ordres.
What is it?
On nous tire dessus.
Yeah, it's a weird deployment of the IC-152. I'm just gonna bomb it again. Or I'm gonna... Hold on. If I bring... No, it's out of range then. I'm just gonna bring the big guy. Want to have some artillery anyway. Like back in here, and then we're just gonna try and shell it. Oh, it's actually pulling back, which is good. It's gonna maintain my 15-9.
Les réservoirs sont pleins.
What's he spotting? This is what he's spotting.
Enfin sur le sol de France. Protégez les bonbonnes.
Time for another... Well, just gonna put this there then. It can be super annoying. Smoke's going down.
Les bonbonnes.
It's preparing for some sort of play. So we're gonna bring some more of these guys in.
Si le réservoir est touché, il tombe mort. Besoin d'un briquet, mon commandant?
That is what I wanted.
Cramez-moi tout ça. Oui, mon commandant.
No puedo aguantarlo más.
Oh, it's taking this route. Ah, this is so annoying. this is so annoying. Oh, I forgot about that. Well, it's okay. Just gonna bomb it now.
La puissance de feu résout la plupart des problèmes.
And we're gonna bite with this.
Bigo, je suis presque sec.
Never mind, we're not gonna bait with it.
Médico.
Just gonna bring this up here. We're gonna bring some more supper up there.
On retourne à la base.
Yeah, the 25 mil can't stop that. He's not paying attention, so he might lose now. I need to get another flag. This one is lost at the moment.
Oui, vous dites? En avant, vitesse de combat.
I can bring one of these in there. I can hold it open there quite nicely.
Je vous écoute. On se déploiera sur place.
I'm not really sure you want to do the half track here, my friend. But he's probably CQC infantry, which is a bit of a problem now.
Restez sur vos
Yeah.
gardes, les gars. Allez, on y va. Gaffe aux boches.
Just gonna do this then. I mean, it's nice to see the smoke though. It's, a lot of players don't use smoke, really. So it's cool to see that he's using it.
Prêt? Emmène-nous là-bas.
Ramassez votre pactole.
A lot of players want in 1v1, I guess, because otherwise I'm gonna get shit on because I say that.
Je quitte la zone.
Did it drop it? Or did it... It didn't.
Section prête.
Tranquilos, camaradas. El enemigo está cerca. París será la tumba del fascismo.
This guy might actually be able to hold up a little bit against it.
Tirez sur tout ce qui bouge.
Fermez-la, écoutez le capitaine.
Oh, this is also taking the... Oh my god, this is so annoying.
Tenez-vous prêts, les
Like, it really... I hate it. I know it's my own fault because I shouldn't. I know that this is a thing and I still do the mistake. I really should, like, implement it finally that, or at least in the next game at least, they will make a Steel Division 3. That infantry, like, units in general, don't just take a route that is obviously dangerous because you have to try through enemy occupied territory. Like, this should not be a thing. Really should not be a thing.
Oui, mon commandant.
Yeah, this is one that I can easily stop. You just now realize it by the looks of it.
Il y a du nouveau.
J'ai repéré l'ennemi.
Alright. Someone is going that right road again. Yeah. You were absolutely right. I actually haven't used this. I'm just gonna put it on fire. Fire at will, because otherwise I'm not gonna use it efficiently.
Sí, señor.
Every RT piece is better used inefficiently than not being used at all. Right.
Chargé et
Same for these mortars. Jesus.
compris. On se déploiera sur place.
Unload. Fat fingered. It was the wrong unit.
En avant, dos sur la gâchette.
Yeah, it's gonna get shred now. I should be buying stuff.
Hubert, couche-toi. Ah, je suis touché.
I'm doing an attack power here.
Miguel a cubierto.
Here we go.
À vos ordres.
Got that gun done. I think you can deal with that first since it's sitting there.
Oui, mon commandant.
Never mind.
Les Allemands, préparez.
Just fire at will. Will do. We're gonna have to spread out here a bit though. Now he springs nicely over there as well.
¿Cuáles son sus órdenes?
Why do you have to supper though? 2 minutes left. Should be able to hold that.
Au rapport.
Okay, I'm gonna admit 2 things here. It would be lovely to have more 50 car half tracks. No, I do admit that. But I'm just not really sure if I can. I still do believe that it's probably better this way. Oh. Because otherwise I would be very much afraid of... Oh... Yeah, no, I'm not gonna make that in time. But otherwise I just feel like I would not make it in time with... like, I would not be able to buy enough units in time. So, I still do think that it's probably worth it. Well, Katyushas are not that good, so you have to buy a lot of Katyushas to be able to do that, and I don't think he's currently in a position to do that. But you're right, that is
Para el combate.
a realistic threat.
Sí, señor.
You know what? I'm just gonna bump this. Then.
En attente d'objectif. Quelqu'un se cache ici, il est mort. Miguel a cubierto. Contacto 2 en punto. para el combate.
Just gonna stop that this way.
Pelotón a sus órdenes, mi sargento. ¿Tiene órdenes, mi capitán?
Oh yes, leader over there, I guess.
Allez, on y va. Y à fond. Commandant.
Et un ennemi en flamme.
Yeah, that's gonna stop me 59 though, but I think it's a little bit too late.
Oui, chef.
París será la tumba del fascismo. Merde, je suis touché.
Ah, traded. It's of course technically worse for me, but yeah, it's way too slow with pushing
Fusileros
forward.
a sus órdenes.
Oh, forgot that these are here. Abort mission, abort mission. And there we go. He's just playing too passive. See, trades were actually better on his side, because in the end I really traded badly. He's not that inexperienced. But yeah, too passive, not aggressive enough. Also not taking advantage of his 2k advantage. I mean, it would have been easier for me to take the town and the hill if he had actually invested into pushing the center. So that should be said. That should be said. But still, I feel like, I don't know. GG French strong. Hey Koenig. What I said, I think when I was loading in, that if you were watching this, you would probably dislike my build. So I know that you want to share your optimal French division strats, but you can prepare yourself for a heart attack. There we go. We had the discussion. I'm sure you're not satisfied in one way or another, but we had the discussion where we put the 50 cals and where we put the infantry, and so yeah, this is how I ended up building it. Curb has been very vocal about building it differently, but this is how it was. So yeah, I know that you're not going to share yours, Colonel Koenig. I'm very much aware of that. It's amazing armor on B phase instead of stemming the bleed. Yeah, he was just building up armor that he wasn't using. Like the open, a 1T3045 would have shot that down. Like I could not have contested that, and he was just building up way too much. So, yeah, I don't know. All right, I think I'm gonna do one last, and then I'm gonna call it a day for today. It has actually been quite a long stream, but when I play, I really wanna be worth the time and get a few games after another going. So, but yeah, also tomorrow, yeah, I think it's probably very good Vanguard. I have not built it though. Vanguard. I have one Vanguard build, but that one is Abomination. I think we built that at some point as a meme play on stream as well. No, I don't have it anymore. It was a rush build, just all the M8, basically trying to do what Hippocra does. Basically, kind of how he builds it, not the same way, but very similarly. Anyway, but yeah. Also, by the way, tomorrow I think, from what I've heard, Onward will be playing his finals in the league, Division 1 against Gonzo. So if that really happens, I will message him to ask again. I might be live casting this as well if I have the time, because I still need to finish some videos tomorrow. So I'm gonna have to wait about that. But anyway, up next, we're still in... Now I just need to remember to change it afterwards again so that you can hear. We're still playing B-tier divisions, and I think I'm going to end it today with Gebirgsjäger, because I really like that division. I've picked it up from the Mincelli Man, and I have loved it ever since I tried it. I actually, for a very long time, I just could not do it well. I just didn't get the concept of this division. It just wasn't good in my hands. But I actually do like it quite a bit. So I think we're going to end it on that. And 715 has to wait for another day. Oh, it wasn't Koenig. It wasn't about being a good build. It was about being a meme build. This is what I think. This is one that I built at some point for Vanguard, but I've not actually seriously built in Vanguard. Would be worth a try. I think that could be really well, work really well. What will it do for the deck reviews? I'm not gonna play them. That would be way too much for one video, Roy. I will simply show them talk about them, like point out some things that are interesting in my opinion, or things that I like or dislike. I'm not going to be very judgy on it. It's not. I don't think it's a good. I don't think this is the point of this division, and it shouldn't be. But yeah, I will make a quick statement about my thoughts on it, and that's about it. But show them, and I think it's just good for people who want to see how other people build things, and the meme decks are worth it. This much I can tell you. The meme decks are worth it. We have some good meme decks. I think Koenig submitted a good one. Raz submitted a good one. Grim Guy submitted a good one. we have some good meme decks in there for sure. And yeah, it's really just that. I think it's interesting to, instead of just talking about how I build divisions or about how someone builds a division for a specific matchup, to just have a look at some. I hope this is yours, Koenig. I just take your tier list. I don't make my own tier list. I don't think I know the divisions well enough to do that. So I'm not doing a tier list unless I'm very confident that I can get it right. I would say though that my tier list would probably look very different, but that has to do with playstyles. It has to do with I think some divisions are very how you say, some divisions are also skill dependent on what tier they end up. So because I'm not a Div 1 player, I would disagree on some divisions, because in my hand and hands of players like on my skill level, they probably wouldn't work. Mr. Wayne, no sweats allowed. Yeah. Your 78 Storm deck, Roy, is I liked it to some degrees. I was not really happy with your C-phase infantry card. Let's put it at that. This one I would definitely not do like that. But I mean, if it works for you, it works, right? I mean, this is the important point. It's not whether about me liking or not liking. It's just about to show people how you could build certain divisions, and maybe some, maybe you get a taste for some divisions that you see that. But anyway, I don't think I'm gonna change much on my Kibix deck. It's basically I've made a small change to what. So I've got this deck from the Min Jelly Man, and I've made a small change or two, but most of the things are pretty much the same. I don't remember what I changed. I think I put ammo in there. He didn't have ammo. Yeah, I think for the map tier list, I think it's much more easy to say it objectively. Definitely, because I mean, it's so hard to make a channel one, because some things are so match dependent. So how do you rate that? Like, I think the problem starts there, right? I mean, how do you rate how good a division is in general when it is rather specific for a type of map? Like, where do you put it? But yeah, so this is the build. I think I'm mostly going to use that. One thing that I have changed when I played in a tournament yesterday. One thing that did change is take more of these, because I'm just bringing out too much infantry. Maybe it's good if I don't have them, because it forces me to buy other stuff, but I kind of like having them. But yeah, I really like the maps tier list, by the way, Koenig, so keep them going. Always happy to look at them. I think it's also a great resource for people who start playing in tournaments and have a hard time grasping what divisions are good and what divisions are not good for a map, right? So I think it makes it so much easier for them to see what is worth banning and what is worth picking. But yeah, I think other than that, I'm always happy with this build. You could take these, but you don't get more. They're just cheaper, but they're less chunky. So this we're gonna keep. I think more infantry is just because I again waste my infantry. This is just not worth it for. Yeah, it's just not worth it because it's too. Don't get enough units out of it. The Gebirge Champion is actually pretty good for its price now. It was before because you got Berettas, but yeah, I don't need more Gebigs here. I think the Gebirge Strife are good to have. More leaders is great with this division, but other than that, it doesn't really make. Yeah, exactly. This Olaf Raider Trade is so fantastic, and the Minchella man is an expert on making these pockets. I can't do it well, but I never understood how to play this, and what happened was, so the mid element basically just told me there's no secret to it. You just push, just being aggressive with this, always, everywhere. And I feel like this is really just a trick. You kind of have to get into the mindset, and it works. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's so good on Minch Element and Fari too. But yeah, I think more this one would be nice, but I want the ammo here. You could put it onto your artillery. I'm just not a huge fan of that. So I think we're gonna leave it at that. I don't think it's worth taking these. I also don't think it's worth taking the strafer. This is another thing that I would like to have, but I think I'm gonna pass on it this time. Yeah, the 20 points Shrumpio is great. And to be honest, I mean, it's once again, I'm so used to go to the replays instead of to quick play. Let's see, where do we are? I think it's somewhere further down the line. It's not it's not a very old build, I don't think. Or maybe I took an old one and changed it. Also, the sorting is not always about how new the division is. I know that some of them are quite old. Maybe it is. Did I just skip it? Probably did. Oh no, there we go. But yeah, Shrumpio is great. I mean, and I think it's okay for the division to have it. It's still very strong in its own way, right? But I think it's okay for it to have this little gimmick. It's just one of these division that is. It would be quite a bit worse, I feel like, without it. Oh, that's a problem. That is not the map for Kibirks, I feel like. Although, maybe we can make some... Maybe we can get into some pockets here in these forest patches. Maybe that works, but I do not think that's a good map and matchup for it. Because there's too much stuff here that can deal with it. There's too much range. Yeah, I do have to pack for this. This is true. So this is a bit of hope. I think the right, yes, but what I want to do is shut this down. I think it's actually worth trying to get into this forest patch first, and we can maybe even pressure this flag a little bit. But yeah, this is probably the main push. I'm not really gonna bother pushing that. What I do want to try though, well, would be really cool. It's gonna be an attempt. We're just gonna try it. I do want to try get one infantry unit in here and one infantry unit in here, because then with the raider pocket, I might be able to just grab this flag. Cheesy. So I think that is I think that is that would be a really good thing to do if I can make it work. But I think that would be great. Yeah. All right. First things first. Does anyone know, by the way? I'm still not sure. Is it worth putting it here, or is the recon better up here? I'm going to leave it because I still don't know. I think I usually put it up here. I've seen people putting it in the church more recently. It's still a church, I know. But also, I think it's worth putting it in this one, I guess. I do want to see. Because very often I don't do that well enough. Yeah, this just crossed my mind, König. Thanks you. For the Pumas, this will do the trick right here. And then I'm just gonna try to get across here and then into the forest bit. I think we're gonna do this safe. We're gonna get a big Gebirgsstreif here, Sturmpio, a leader, and a Gebirgsjäger. No, it's quite the investment. I'll do that. And on the other side, I do think probably just one Gebirgsjäger will do. Actually, this is a bit too far. I think this is a way safer deployment. Rupen can shut them down. Yeah, it can. But the IG-18 can also do. The Gebirgs IG-18 is an absolute unit. Because yeah, plenty of heat shells. and has 30% accurate instead of 25%. And it really does make a difference. Like, this thing shreds. I played against it yesterday, against Farid yesterday with it, and this thing did miracles. He was not super happy with it. Can tell you that much. So I think I'm gonna try the church. I've never done it. We're gonna put it there and see what we can do with it. Now this, I'm not really sure if it's even worth contesting it for the moment. This one? Use the road in the middle of, on the right. You mean this one? You can rush with, you can rush through it, but it's not very safe to do so, I would say. I'm actually not going to go aggressive there. I'm just going to put this here, just to hold the flag. Same thing up here. I don't think I can, with his, just going to deploy. I think I'm just going to go put a Gebirgsjäger down there. Because with his Pumas, I don't really want to push into that just yet. I think it's a long-term thing. What I could do though is try to get in here. I think this is the plan on this side. We're gonna get into this patch and then we're gonna slowly work our way through to this flag and this flag. The forest on the mid near the swamp. You mean this one? Sometimes I've seen it. This one I've also seen. Brushing in here. This one I've seen, but it's way more risky because this way you can usually slow. This way you're also slow, but you're also in the open. So I know I've seen it, but very rarely. That doesn't mean that you can't do it, but you're getting into a hot topic here, Grim Guy, because I, as well as I think a lot of 1v1 players, do not like. Well, no, it's wrong. I'd say a lot of people in the tournament scene don't like it, and I personally think that is also not that good in general in 1v1, except for the balanced Q grind. And it is kind of all-rounder enough that it can work. I think this is one of the reasons why it can do well. And but it's a popular opinion at the moment that it is a good division, and I think a lot of people also have a very different opinion on this. So, as I said, very hot topic at the moment. Yeah, I think in team game, I know. I think in team games it's probably pretty good, right? Because I mean, you have a lot of good tools for team games, no? But yeah, I forgot when I answered that it should be thinking about team games. So yeah, you're right. We're gonna get in there. I think we're gonna get some recon into this position as well. I'm gonna get another one of these fantastic H18s over there. And then maybe a support Stück too. Together with some Gebirgsstreif, a leader, like a Gebirgsjäger. This can all deploy here. And then, this is actually not so good. We need some infantry to come with that. Maybe we don't need that much in the center. I think one in here will do, and then we just put one Gebirgsjäger over there. So we're going to try to grab this. We're going to try to get in here and then start pressuring these two flags. And then slowly grind him off the hill here. Still would love to get two units in here, but I'm just not really sure how I find the points. But actually, we do not need this, so maybe that gives us the points. Okay, I'm just going to risk it for the biscuit. I'm going to rush in here and try to get up there. It's such a mean play. Might work, you know. Oh, really? So would you say, yeah, I think average is good. It's not bad. I think this is not the impression I want to give. It's not a bad division, but it's also not great. So does so there is, would you say, Grim Guy, because I don't play 10v10s, is there a translation from like 10v10 to 1v1 skills and the other way around? Because I know that they're very different. I'm not sure how much the play styles help in other ones. Or does he destroy you in 1v1? Because I mean, then it's obviously if you play more, then helps more. Very much so. Okay, interesting. So what would you say are the best like skills from 10v10 that you can bring to 1v1, and what are the best ones that you can bring from 1v1 to 10v10? Okay, okay. Oh, forgot about that. Forgot about that. Unload. Ooh, I tried. Because that didn't work out. Well, we have to learn. I didn't want it to go there exactly for this reason, but as always, it didn't work out that way. At least to get in as well. Where is, oh no, I redirected all of them over here. We need to get something else up here. This time into the right position. We need to get some shrimp pies in here. I wanna cut this off as soon as possible. Now I just bombed this to make him panic. It's not actually a good thing. Like it's not dangerous for me, but if it forces him to do stuff, I'm all for it. And I will 100% use that plane later on anyway, so it's not like I'm losing out on investments because of it. Good, time to get machine gun in here. Oh, we can actually use this to push. We're gonna bring a pooption in here just to deal with things that might be problematic over there. Auto cannon for the win. All right. Oh yeah, I forgot again. Jeez, I'm so stupid. Sorry, guys. Now it should be fixed. Let me know it if it isn't. Time to get some sticks in there. What happened with that? Oh, so he has AA early on. Okay. It's not what I wanted to do. Now we're just gonna push that. I'm also gonna bring these guys in because now I really want to try to get across there. Yeah, I did change the. So basically, what happens, Scream Guys, I can switch between whether I show specifically the game monitor, like the game, or whether you get to see the monitor, and I just switch between the two. Well, looks like a case for this. I can also actually bring the flamer across like that. 1410, love that. That's a bit more of a problem. Now we can see this beast at work. Or this. can bring one of these in here.
Stehen bereit.
Oh, it's a bit closer than I expected.
Feind direkt vor eigener Stellung. Jawohl, Kommandant. Achtung, der Feind ist in der Nähe. Ja, Hauptmann. Unten bleiben! Wir sind hier ein leichtes Ziel. Wo werden wir
Ah,
gebraucht?
it's not in range.
Ich habe hier das
Oh, that's a
Kommando.
problem. Okay. We're just gonna get some more Streif in there. And probably a machine gun over here. Also gonna get some recon
Direkt vor
up
eigener
here.
Stellung. MG-Trupp zur Stelle. Verdammt, es hat mich erwischt.
And then you are right, we should get some
Das
AAT
hat
in
gesessen.
there. Down return fire.
Bereit, Herr Hauptmann. Verstanden. Ende.
Okay, and now we're gonna go for that. Not sure if it's gonna work. I do think it's worth trying though.
Zweiter Zug einsatzbereit.
Actually, this is not gonna work. Never mind, never mind, never mind.
Explosionsgefahr.
We can wait for an SK-18.
Aufgerüstet und bereit zum Einsatz. Weder Freund noch Feind.
There we go. Actually, Gibrix IG-18 are an absolute menace. Do they have no FD-AT grenades? I have to be a little bit more careful with it.
Wachsam bleiben.
Nothing I can't deal with though.
Leutnant.
Do we have a leader up here? Yes, I do. Gonna bring another one up here, then we have...
Wie sieht's aus, Hauptmann? Feind direkt vor eigener Stellung.
Yeah, he's using the Sturmgrenadier for CQC, which is not the way to go. This is one of the problems with this division. I think there's still... Oh yeah, there's something in here.
Wachsam bleiben. Brauchen Sie ein paar Augen und Ohren, Kommandant? Verdammt, hier ist ganz schön was los. Aufgerödelt und bereit zum Einsatz.
Oh. There we go.
In Deckung, Leutnant.
Still need to somehow build up the pressure a bit.
Ihn erwischt. Zweiter Zug einsatzbereit. Bewegung. Abstände vergrößern. Speer bereit. Sanitäter! Stehen bereit.
We also have this, forgot about that.
Feind gesichtet. Seid auf der Hut. Der ist hinüber. Ohne Tritt. Marsch. Ruhe. Herhören. Unten bleiben!
And we can go back.
Überprüft Waffen und Munition. Bereit, Herr Hauptmann. Los, Jungs. Augen auf.
Alright, we're gonna push into here.
Wollen Sie mitfahren? An dieser Position müssen wir raus. Hört. Der ist hinüber.
Oh, yeah. That's a problem. Nothing that we can't deal with though. I should get one of these in here. No.
Feuer bereit. Ziel zerschlagen. Na dann mal los, Leutnant.
Get in there maybe. Get our bubble there.
Warten auf Feuerkoordinaten. Unten bleiben!
This is so annoying. Oh, okay.
Bereit, Herr Kommandant. Ich hab ihn. Was können wir für Sie tun? Haha, das hat gesessen.
We might be able to kill it with one of these though.
Achtung, der Feind ist in der Nähe.
Oh,
Wie lauten Ihre Befehle?
yes, please.
Infanterie bereit.
Love to kill that actually. Let's bring these very far forward.
Rot 6.
Might be able to kill that off. Good.
Wachsam bleiben.
Now the pressure is on.
Keine Vorkommnisse.
Wir sind hier ein leichtes Ziel. Feinde im Vorfeld.
Jawohl, Herr Kommandant.
Feind in der Nähe. Beschützt die Artillerie. Sanitäter! Bereit, Herr Kommandant. Feind gesichtet.
I think we can try to do this. Probably not going to work, but who knows?
Ja, Kommandant.
Then we can send one in here and one in here.
Unaufgeklärt.
There we go. 1410.
Zerstört. Jawohl, wird gemacht.
An alle Einheiten. Feind gesichtet.
Oh, I should not even be possible. I should bring Poopchen in there.
Feuerbereit.
Deal with that.
Gute Arbeit, Lichtschütze. Ob stürmt oder schneit. Wahre Gefechtsgeschwindigkeit.
Right, we can also start hammering this. I might move my leader just a little bit further over there. Can do the trick there. We're gonna bring one of these up here. Panzer IV, okay. And also bring a pack up here. T9 now. There we go.
Hört. Ohne Tritt. Marsch. Los, Jungs. Augen auf. Ah, es hat mich erwischt. Ja, Kommandant.
That was the only attempt to AT plane. Well, I'm not really sure if it's worth it since he brings a lot of AA. As long as I can deal with the threat some other way, I think it's not necessarily needed. And I think now we have radio, right? Now we have radio, yeah. But okay, yeah. Convinced. Yeah, this, my friend, is maybe a little bit ballsy.
Wir gewinnen diesen Krieg. Das ist ein Befehl.
Yeah, I don't even think I need to deal with it.
Waffen scharf. Hoch auf dem Gelb.
What are you spotting?
Schauen wir mal, ob wir auf Feinde stoßen. Der brennt lichterloh.
Oh, this right there.
Verdammt, es hat mich erwischt. Das hat gesessen. Zu Befehl, Fliegerführer.
Jawohl, Kommandant. Nimmt die Beine in die Hand.
Oh, we're gonna supply this while we can.
Feind in der Nähe. Beschützt die
Turn
Artillerie.
around. Oh, we should actually be able to. Oh,
Zu Ihren Diensten, Herr Kommandant.
Hoffentlich schießt niemand auf uns.
this is what I want to have that now. Can also kill this, I guess. Then we don't need to risk any units for that.
Wir brauchen eine gute
This
Feuerstellung.
can just go into the open, even though it's probably not the way to go. And this is actually really bad. You're gonna have to bring another one. It's really bad. Oh, we're not gonna get through, I guess.
Rabe 4.
This though, I think we're gonna call it off afterwards as well. Probably not worth having it around any longer. Actually, I'm gonna put it in here.
Leitstelle. Bereit zum
Might also be able to just kill off the big Jäger, I guess.
Breiter Hauptmann. Wir sind getroffen. Feind gesichtet.
Yeah, I think this is gonna work.
Hauptmann. Wir stehen unter starkem Beschuss. Wie lauten Ihre Befehle?
Gonna kill that as well.
Wir brauchen etwas zum Zündeln. Nimm die Beine in die Hand.
Den hat's erwischt.
And then we can push through here. And get another Dookie Big Strife in there.
Feind gesichtet.
And
Seid auf der Hut.
I still love to clear the center out somehow. Oh, this is in... Oh my god. I was wondering, how can I not see anything in the center? This is the answer right there.
Explosionsgefahr. Ihre Befehle, Herr Hauptmann. Rückzug. Schützt die Tanks. Wir geben auf.
Just gonna put your fire at will. So I'm not really sure what else I'm gonna do.
Brauchen Sie ein paar Augen und Ohren, Kommandant.
I think we're actually gonna pull that back. And build up another one here. Get it with some IG-18s in here.
Es hat mich erwischt! Aufgerödelt und bereit zum Einsatz.
Right, all right.
Breiter Aufwand.
No, we can't do that.
Wir stehen unter
We can do this though. Actually, this because it's going to push through now.
nach oben. Feuer.
This though might work.
Der brennt lichterloh.
Zweiter Zug einsatzbereit.
Hier können wir nichts mehr ausrichten.
Jawohl, Kommandant.
Oh, he's not pushing. Damn it.
Ziel zerschlagen.
Gonna get more leaders. This is the good thing about this division. You have plenty of leaders. I can't really, not as easily make the mistake of, oh, that's a bit too close.
Landsat zur Stelle. Haha, das hat gesessen.
Bereit für den Transport.
Hoffentlich schießt niemand auf uns. Zur Stelle, Hauptmann.
Gonna put these guys a little bit further down. I think this is a very bad positioning here. We're also gonna get some recon into various positions. I'm not really playing this super well, but it is working. So, what should I say? Speaking of which, yeah, now I think it's too late. I'd rather have the shooting. Oh no, it can't shoot because side damage.
Hat jemand ein Taxi bestellt?
Seid wachsam, Soldaten.
Okay, this time we're gonna turn off the APCR.
Haben Sie Zielkoordinaten, Hauptmann?
Überprüft Waffen und Munition.
And then this is a good defensive position. This is a good defensive position. And yeah. Nah.
Feind direkt vor eigener Stellung. Die Gruppe erwartet Ihre Befehle. Marsch! Aber achten Sie auf unsere Flanken.
Not even sure I bombed that. I think we're gonna do the classic here. Or for me, it's at least whenever I play this division so far, it has been a classic. Even though you should, I'm just not investing into AA.
An alle Einheiten. Feind gesichtet.
Why?
200 abbrechen. 6
Because if he starts air spamming me,
Es hat Unteroffizier.
we'll have some massive other problems. This is still here.
Lasst sie verbrennen.
What did my G18 do? I mean, nothing,
Wie lauten Ihre Befehle?
evidently.
Vorwärts, Männer, aber schießt erst auf mein Kommando.
Falls der Tank getroffen wird, sind wir hinüber.
But yeah.
Arbeit, Richtschütze.
Because if you start air spamming this division, from my experience at least, you are just gonna lose. This was never meant to go there.
Wie sieht's aus, Hauptmann? Sanitäter!
Jawohl,
What is killing these?
Weder
Hier.
Freund noch Feind. Nur lohnende Ziele.
I've had this discussion just very recently in
zu Ihren Diensten, Herr Kommandant.
on one of the Discord. It's actually my Discord, I think, with someone claiming that they have a lot of success with building up a massive air force with Lazar. But the problem is, if you get pressured like this, it's just never really worth it, in my opinion.
Hier das Kommando.
Italian Stukes are great. Like, these things just absolutely shred.
Bajonette aufpflanzen. Überprüft Waffen und Munition. Taxi, dort müssen wir hin.
And this one we might need to deal with.
Es hat mich erwischt.
Volle Straße.
Yeah, I think this is GG's.
Ich höre, Herr.
Let's see, I suppose skilled if... Yeah. Oh, no, actually not. He's experienced. Although, I mean, if 400 games, not that much. Yeah, it is not that good. And these things are a menace. Killing this was so massive. Not that I made a lot of use out of it, but I made a little bit of use out of it. And it opened up the skies again and forced him to to buy another one. So just expensive units dying is always nice. I mean, didn't even do that much. The other side, this thing absolutely shred. The Puma did a lot. IG 33 glove killing, another stick 3 there. Yeah, didn't really react enough to some of his 2K assets and to the armor for a long time. I think he got very lucky there. He believed too much in SG. Yeah, SGs are not that, just not that good. I mean, they're not bad. GGs, they're not bad in one scenario. That's just not really good. Wait, is that the guy who just said GG? Oh no, it's not the same. Didn't go 24-0. I mean, this is not that easy. So, is there an SEG buff? I've not heard of this yet. But the problem with this I think with this weapon is just what are you gonna do with it, right? You can't. If you increase range, it's gonna be absolutely nuts. I mean, you could increase the damage, I guess, but then you have all of a sudden it's also an absolute powerhouse in CQC. So I'm not really sure. Oh, okay. Haven't known that. It's gonna be interesting for sure. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to think of it. I guess it depends on how you do it, because I mean, it kind of needs a buff. The question is how are we gonna buff it, by how much? By 50? You think that makes that big of a difference? I don't think it would, to be honest. But I think maybe upping up the damage or the accuracy a little bit would definitely help. So that, you know, it shouldn't be the ultimate power at CQC. I don't think it should, but it should be a little bit better than it is. And it should shred faster, because I have seen these guys, like MP44 units, losing out the suppression fight before they could kill their opponent. That's kind of the only thing that they can do, right? Kill their opponent fast. So if they can't even do that, then what are you going to do with them, right? 400, yeah. I think I just don't think 50 would be that massive. It would help, sure. I'm not denying that, but I just don't think it would be that massive. I think 100 or 200 would be massive, but like I think 500 would be overpowered then. Because that's actually a lot of areas that they can cover with that. I think then MP44 is, which has been absolute menace. But that's my opinion, at least. But yeah, I think it is about time to end this here. We have had a very long stream and it was a lot of fun, but I'm starting to get a bit tired. Now, for all of you who were here when we talked about the tournament kind of thing, or for all of you who haven't been here but heard of it and are interested, signups will go up some point next week, and I will on my own Discord post the rule set today with some, yeah, so basically the suggestions that are there, and you are free to have some votes on it and to share your opinion. And then by tomorrow evening, I will finalize the rule set, and then I will let you know once signups open up. Once again, the tournament will be hosted in the FOB HQ tournament, in the FOB HQ Discord. It will not be on my Discord, but I will be doing the organizing. So yeah. Anyway, thank you for being here. Have a nice one, and see you all next time. Goodbye.